Tonight, it's round 6 of the Australian Baseball League season between the Brisbane Bandits and the Melbourne Aces. With Australian silver medalist Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. Thanks for making us a part of your holiday weekend plans. At the halfway season, Guns, there's no way around it. The Bandits are not where they want to be. With a record of 8-12, they are in last place in the Northeast Division. But the good news is they have been here before, and they're only 3 games out of first place, only 1 game out of a playoff spot. These next couple weeks against some good teams from the Southwest are going to be very important.
No, I agree. I mean, they're not playing to their normal form, but the funny thing is 3 games out, they're still in it. So a good weekend here, and then obviously a good road trip in Perth, and they're right back in the mix.
On the other side, the Melbourne Aces have ridden the strength of some of their import players to an 11-9 record. Now, they are in the tougher of the 2 divisions, but they would be playoff bound if the season ended today. In fact, they'd be tied for first place if they were in the Northeast Division. This is a solid team, and a few contributions from the Far East have ridden them to where they are.
Yeah, they've had a lot of success, particularly you've got Young, who's swinging the bat extremely well, and then the imports out of the Oryx Buffaloes out of Japan have done outstanding since they landed in Melbourne. So good weekend for them. They'll have their work cut out with the lefty Bollinger on the mound today.
Let's take a look at Ryan Bollinger. He is 0-3 on the year with an ERA of 5.60. Last time out, he took the loss as the Bandits fell to the Canberra Cavalry. They ultimately lost 3 of those 4 games against the Cavalry on the road last weekend. Bollinger went 5 1/3 innings, allowing 6 runs on 8 hits with only 2 strikeouts. I hope to get more swings and misses tonight against an Aces lineup that begins with Yuma Mune at third base, followed by Hayato Nishiura and Quincy Lattimore. Delman Young leads the league in homers and runs batted in. He's the cleanup hitter, followed by ABL veteran Luke Hughes. Batting 6th is Kodai Sano. Batting 7th is Jared Cruz. Batting 8th at catching is Alan de San Miguel. And batting 9th at second base is Jared Dale. Bright sunlight has shown its way through. We had some scattered showers late this morning, but the showers are welcome, and it will not impact tonight's play. 25 degrees Celsius as we approach first pitch here in Brisbane with a good crowd on hand. I know every time that you are able to hand out the caps to the next generation of players is a big night here at the ballpark.
No, it is, and we also, each of the cap is handed out by the Hall of Famers that attend as well. The Hall of Famers actually make a donation and pay for the caps of each of the athletes. So it's a tradition, and it's a well-honored tradition. It's great to see the next generation of future Bandits players grace the field.
Bandits are managed by John Diebel, longtime national team manager. And as you might be able to tell, the Bandits are wearing some unique uniforms tonight, debuting the camouflage look with a Bandit script across the chest that harkens back to the original ABL back in the 90s.
Yeah, no, actually, those are my stomping days, so they've gone back to the old font. But I like the new look of the unis, and let's see if that can turn things around for the Bandits this weekend.
Yuma Mune, one of the top hitters in the league this year, is batting .382 to pace this club. One of 2 lefties hitting back-to-back at the top of the Aces order. After that, it's all right-handed batters. Home plate umpire Paul Latta says play ball, and the first pitch is a strike at 6:03 local time. Wind gusting out to right field, but not nearly as strong as we see it typically here. It's an absolutely perfect day, and Ryan Bollinger, evidently frustrated by something, he needs the rosin bag, and Travis Blackley helps him out by tossing it over. There's also some trouble in the home plate batter's box area as well, maybe some soft clay. Mune speaking through a translator.
I think they might be discussing the location of the batter's box. I think he wants to go a little bit deeper in the box, but the way it's marked, that's about as deep as he can go.
Looks okay to me. Fouled back, the count is quickly 0-2. Bollinger throws a fastball, cutter, slider, splitter, and a changeup. Began the year in the bullpen, but as the Bandits' rotation needs have evolved, so too has Bollinger's role. Speaking of rotation woes, we'll talk more about the Aces and their altered plans when we hit the bottom of the first inning. Their scheduled starter was scratched before the game. Low and away. Bollinger back with the next. Lifted in the air to left. Routine and playable for Colwell. Coming in, he makes the catch. One up, one down. That'll bring in Hayato Nishiura. Also give us a chance to give you the Bandits in the field. Colwell is joined in the outfield by Liam Taylor in center and Wade Dutton in right. At first base is David Sutherland. At second base, making his ABL debut, just in from America earlier today, Wes Darville. At shortstop is Logan Wade. At third base is Mitch Nielsen. And catching behind the plate is Jeremy Martinez. Nishiura takes low and away. Nishiura batting .346. And we talked in the open about how the NPB players who have come over to the Aces have made an outsized impact at the plate. There's a strike. Yuma Mune, the leadoff man, anytime you have your leadoff guy hitting .380, that bodes well for the rest of the lineup.
No, it does. And in particular, when you look at the weapons behind him, when you've got Big Young coming up with that type of offensive productiveness on the top end of the order, allows him to generate a lot of offense for the Melbourne Aces.
Mune, Nishiura, and Sano batting in the sixth spot have combined to hit .330. And between runs scored and runs driven in, they've accounted for 60% of Melbourne's offense this year. And we haven't even mentioned Delman Young, who bats in the cleanup spot. Bollinger hopes to not see him here in the first inning. On 3 hops to second, a chance for Darville. And he's still awake enough to field that and throw on to first. You say that in jest, but he just got in this morning, and this is about the time. I know you've made plenty of those trans-Pacific flights. This is about the time when you start flagging.
No, it is, but it's the best thing for him right now. It'll help him avoid potential jet lag. You get stuck straight into it, and interesting to see how he does after the long journey.
Here's Quincy Lattimore. Lattimore with an active 12-game hitting streak. Now the 6th longest hitting streak in Melbourne Aces history. Fouls it off the catcher, and the count is 1-1.
Looks like Bolly's really settled in quickly, and that's probably the main thing for him. He's keeping pitch count down, and right now he's had a tough front end of this lineup, and it doesn't get any easier in the back end with Husey and D. San Miguel in the back end. So he'll have to work down. We talked about, and the wind is blowing out to right again.
Bollinger hits the target, though Lattimore thought it was inside. The count is 1-2. Paul Latta, the home plate umpire, is joined at first base by the crew chief Tom West and at third base by Gavin Carson. Bollinger went for the same spot, but this time didn't get the call.
It's a good job right there. And what you do is a pitcher-catcher combination, try to see how far you can stretch either the inner or outer or upper parts of the zone. So he'll work and test every part of that zone if he can.
Lattimore with a chopper to third. Nielsen towards the line, long throw across. And it's low, but picked up by Sutherland. A 1-2-3 first inning for Ryan Bollinger, and the Bandits are coming to bat.
Taking off overseas this year? You wouldn't believe who you may run into at the airport. The Brisbane Bandits have partnered with award-winning China Airlines to be our gateway to the world. China Airlines operate the brand new Airbus A350 out of Brisbane, so you can be assured of a safe, comfortable and relaxed flight to wherever you may be headed. With daily flights from Brisbane to Auckland and return, you may just bump into a few of our champions lending a hand on board. And we'll be doing our best to live up to China Airlines 5-star services. So wherever you're heading overseas on China Airlines, keep an eye out for the Brisbane Bandits. You just never know who you might see.
In the last 4 years, we have put up some numbers. Led the league in hits, RBIs, stolen bases, slugging, home runs, batting average, ERA, single season saves record. We've had 2 home run champions, 2 league MVPs, 4 ABL championships. But none of this would have been possible without Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
Another beautiful night for baseball in Brisbane. Scoreless heading to the bottom of the first inning. And the Bandits will face Patrick Ledet, left-handed starter, coming on in place of Wes Helsebeck, another southpaw who is scratched from this start. Aces are going to be short all weekend long, and it will be falling on Ledet to go deep into this ball game and save the bullpen. They're going to be taxed this weekend regardless of how it goes. Yeah,
it is, and I tell you what, we talk about particularly at this ballpark. Tomorrow's a doubleheader, so it'll be warm in game 1. And then that just really, it's going to tax your bullpen going into game 4. So big weekend for both sides. So that is a big handicap for the Aces.
Wade Dutton will lead things off, followed by Tim Colwell, Logan Wade, Jeremy Martinez, Mitch Nielsen, Ryan Battaglia, David Sutherland, Liam Taylor, and Wes Darville. Bit of a different look from David Nielsen's Bandits. David's not afraid to tinker with his lineup, especially when his team isn't playing as well as they can be. The Bandits have lost 6 of their last 7 games, but that win was an important one in the series finale last Sunday in Canberra. Ledet delivers upside. It's 2-0. Ledet 1 win, no losses, an ERA of 5.40. He throws a fastball, slider, and a changeup. And he's missed the strike zone 3 times. That 2-0 pitch looked to be pretty good. Ellen de San Miguel, the veteran catcher, talking things over with home plate umpire, asking where it was.
Yeah, you have a little a gentle chat.
4-pitch walk to Wade Dutton, and the Bandits are in business. Defensively, the Aces have de San Miguel catching, Luke Hughes at first, Dale at second, Cruz at short, Mune at third, and Lattimore, Sano, and Nishiura left to right across the outfield. Here's Tim Colwell. Batting average above 300 for the American import in his first ABL season. 5 straight balls to begin the outing for Ledet. And that'll get the Outlaws chanting ball 5. We'll continue to say that until Ledet can find the zone. There's a strike, 1-1. Popped up behind home plate. Not much room for de San Miguel, and he runs out of room. Foul ball, 1-2. Encouraging to see Dutton aboard with a free pass to lead off the inning. Bandits rank last in the league in walks. Ledet with a look over and a throw. Dutton back easily. Now the Bandits pitching staff has not allowed too many walks. In fact, they lead the league in that category, but get base runners on, good things tend to happen. 1-2 coming to Colwell.
We talked about the big no-no here is falling behind in the count, particularly, once again, the wind blowing out gently to right field, so it always plays havoc. The ball's hit up in the air.
Off the very end of the bat, it's rolled in front of the plate. De San Miguel falls down. Colwell will reach, and the Bandits have a threat in the home half of the first. Colwell runs extremely well. It would have been a tough play for DeSan Miguel anyway, but he lost his footing halfway between the mound and home plate.
Yeah, always going to be a tough play. Just caught off the end of the bat, so it had a lot of spin on it. DeSan came out pretty quickly, but you're right. Colwell gets down the bases extremely well. Lost his footing, and now we've got first and second and nobody out.
Logan Wade at the plate. Switch hitter batting righty. He has the batting average up to 293. First pitch taken inside. Swing and a miss, 1-1. Logan Wade leads the team by a wide margin with 6 doubles. He also leads the league with 2 triples. He's homered twice and he's driven in 9 runs. Base hit to the outfield here should give the Bandits the first run of the ball game. 1-2.
Good job by Ledet right there, and that's what you've got to do, particularly when you got pressure on you. First and second, nobody out here in the first. Hey, 2 quality pitches right now, and now he puts Logan in the hole.
Ledet about to turn 25. American import with a chance to pitch game 1. Wade pops up foul towards first. Hughes is there in the shade. He makes the catch. Wade unable to bring the run home or advance either runner. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Jeremy Martinez.
Really good job by Ledet right there. We talk about getting ahead in the count. Fell behind the first 2 hitters. We have man on first and second. Now that puts a little bit more pressure on the Bandits with the potential double play still in order.
Martinez batting .286 with some thump in the bat. First pitch swinging, a high fly into shallow right center. Second baseman Dale is out. He calls and he catches. On 2 pitches, the Aces coax 2 pop-outs, and the rally will be left to Mitch Nielsen. Ledet, as I said, about to turn 25. He played this last season in the Frontier League with the Lake Erie Crushers in Ohio. Played his collegiate ball at Stephen F. Austin down in Texas, your neck of the woods.
Yeah, I do remember in our Horned Frog days we played against Stephen F. a few times. Good program there.
Nielsen, after a hot start, has cooled off a bit. Big chance here. Switch hitter batting righty. Up and away, 2-0. On the topic of hot starts, I should mention that the Aces were the best team in the league through the first couple weeks. They're looking for their first series win since round 3. Fouled back.
Those are the pitches Nielsen wants to make sure he squares up. He's still in a hitting count, 2-1 with 2 outs, so big opportunity for the Bandits to get an early lead. And like I said, you look at the depth of this Aces lineup, it's pretty solid, so the Bandits offense will need to come to life.
Very high. 3-1 count with Ryan Battaglia on deck. Back. The Aces won 8 consecutive games from late November to early December. But they have been, if not decimated, at least hampered a bit by injuries. A couple of their longtime players are out. Some of them will be lost for the year. And after this round, some of their Japanese players will be gone. Fouled back again. Nielsen has been right on some of these pitches.
He has, and big pitch right here for Ledet. You've got runners will be moving, 3-2 count with 2 outs. So Wade Dutton at second base will be on the move as well as Caldwell at first. So there's potential with a base hit in the gaps that could potentially score 2.
Inning began with a 4-pitch walk and a single. Bandits are trying to do something with it. Ledet from the stretch, the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Nice job by Patrick Ledet to strand a pair and keep this game scoreless as we head to the second in Brisbane on Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
Scoreless heading to the top of the second inning at One Hump Stadium in Brisbane. Bandits and Aces kicking off round 6 in the final series of 2019. Delman Young will lead things off, followed by Luke Hughes and Kodai Sano. Delman Young leads the league in home runs and runs batted in. Big swing and a miss at a Bollinger fastball.
And just quietly, he doesn't mind hitting this ballpark. The last time we saw him here, he went on top of the soccer shed, and then I think he ended up on the soccer field.
Former major leaguer. Chopped foul towards third. The count is 0-2. He was the MVP of the 2012 American League Championship Series. Member of the Detroit Tigers club that year. Had some good years with the Minnesota Twins. Former top draft pick of the Tampa Bay Rays back when they were the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Fouled back.
Good pitch right there, and that's a good 0-2 pitch by Boley right there, just running the ball in his hands and really forcing him to pull his hands inside the baseball. So you see Young stands right on top of the plate, so he really challenges the pitchers.
Bounced off the plate, and Young takes.
What's great about having guys like Young in the league is the IP they have as professional players. They're able to share that throughout the whole ball club and really set the tone and the culture in the clubhouse. Lutzy does a lot of that for the Bandits, and to have Young in Melbourne has been probably outstanding.
Little number back to the mound. Bollinger fields off the mound. He throws to first. Young retired. 4 up, 4 down for Bollinger. That'll bring in Luke Hughes.
And the big thing does it also he can take pressure off lineups just because he is such an impact bat. Takes so much pressure off the other hitters in the lineup, and he can really carry a team on his own.
Young is 34 years old. Here's another veteran, in fact, a former teammate with the Minnesota Twins about a decade ago, Luke Hughes. Hughes tops many of the ABL all-time leaderboards. Bit of a slow start this year, but his bat is as dangerous as anybody. Swing and a miss, and the count is 1-1.
Tell you what, Boley's velo's up today, throwing the ball extremely hard, and seems like his location's pretty spot on today, so Aces will have to step up today against him.
Swing and a miss, 1-2. Hughes is 35 years old. Hails from Perth, where he began his ABL career. This is now his second season with the Aces, where he's also a member of the front office. There's Mark Reedy, EO for the Bandits and the owner. One-two coming to Hughes. Breaking ball, and Hughes lays off.
Good job by Hughesy right there. It's a tough pitch. He sped him up a couple times. Fastball's on an hour and a half and just spins him right there and able to lay off a tough 1-2 pitch.
Popped foul. You can hear the chatter in the crowd. This is the only time this year that we start a series on Friday night. Hughes with a little fly ball down the right field line. Drifting foul and out of play into the Bandits bullpen.
Well, we've been lucky. You know, we talk about rain. Field's looking absolutely immaculate today, and credit to the crew. They were out here early this morning doing all the preps. They canceled batting practice for the guys hitting the cages just because of the moisture. But the field's come up a treat, and exactly what Queensland needed in tough times.
Swing and a miss. Hughes chases upstairs. That's the first strikeout for Bollinger. 5 up, 5 down for the lefty.
Yeah, good job by Bolly right there, and get a chance to see the replay and just elevation fastball. And when you're trying to catch up to 92, 93, it's always tough, and tough pitch for Hughesy to lay off for out number 2.
Here's Kodai Sano. On loan from the Oryx Buffaloes, he takes a strike. 4 Oryx players on this roster. Sounds like this will be the last round that they will be available. Fouled at the plate.
And that's always the challenge in Brisbane in the 2010, or excuse me, 11-12. We had a partnership with the SoftBank Hawks, and the same thing. Come about Christmas time, we lost the athletes, and they just started to acclimate and really produce for the club, and we'd lose them. So see how that affects potentially the Aces on their departure.
Chopped foul. Had it been fair, Nielsen was ready to make a play on it. Bollinger sure looks sharp tonight. A ways to go, but this is the type of pitcher that the Bandits know he can be, but unfortunately haven't seen a whole lot of here in 2019. Tough to ask a guy to move from one role to another, as the Bandits have done. Sano, again, rolls foul towards third.
You and I were talking briefly about the Oryx franchise, and we're talking about Ichiro Suzuki actually came from the Oryx Blue Wave at that stage, and now it's the Oryx Buffaloes.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, ending a second inning for Ryan Bollinger. 6 up, 6 down. We're still scoreless in Brisbane, going to the bottom of the second on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
An absolutely gorgeous night once again in Brisbane as we open up round 6 between the Bandits and the Melbourne Aces. With Paul Gonzalez, I'm Eric Bramer. Thanks for making us a part of your holiday weekend. Bandits missed out on an opportunity in the first inning, and they will send up Battaglia, Sutherland, and Taylor, 6, 7, and 8 in their order against Patrick Ledet. Maybe you spent your holiday weekend at Coran Cove Island Resort, one of our proud sponsors of the Bandits.
I've done a weekend there, and it was a brilliant weekend. I actually took my two sons, and we had a blast. So you want to escape Brisbane in the heat, it's a great venture, Coran Cove.
Here's Ryan Battaglia, the designated hitter. You have a good holiday, Gons?
I did. No, really quiet with the family. Just enjoyed a bit of quiet time by the pool and good eating, and just FaceTime as you with the family back home, and completely opposite, colder weather and different types of food.
Battaglia takes down, and just like the first inning, Ledet begins the second with some command issues.
Well, and the key is now, Ken, the Bandits capitalize on his issues. When he falls behind the count, they just haven't been able to square up. Good pitch right there, good location.
The lone hit for the Bandits, the lone hit in the game, was a little nubber. Here's a soft pop-up that falls out of the glove of Dale. Had it in the glove, but the impact with the turf jarred it loose. Battaglia is aboard with what should be a leadoff single.
Yeah, good effort by second baseman by Dale, just unable to come up with it. The ground caused the fumble. Get a chance to see the replay here. So once again, Battaglia gets into a hitting count 2-1, so he can be aggressive. Even though the ball beat him, he's still aggressive, and a great effort right there, but unfortunately that's a fumble, and that'll put a man on first base.
Here's David Sutherland. Lefty-lefty matchup. Breaking pitch starts him off with a strike. One of only a couple lefty-lefty matchups we see tonight. Both Donald Lutz and Andrew Campbell, Bandits regulars, begin tonight on the bench. Missing up above the letters.
And it's good sometimes, and it gives David a little bit of off-the-bench flexibility, but Sutherland handles lefties pretty well, so I think this is a good matchup for him.
Confident pitch to throw to Sutherland, and it wasn't the one that he was looking for, taken for a strike. Liam Taylor waits on deck. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the game for Ledet. It's out number one in the second. That'll bring in Taylor.
Yeah, good pitch right there, and just shows, get a chance to see the replay right here, just changing a little bit of speed right there, but good arm action. Everything looks like the fastball of the hand. Just get him out in front for out number one.
Taylor batting 143 in limited action. Young outfielder coming up through the development system. He takes down and in. Wes Darville is waiting in the on-deck circle. He'll be making his first plate appearance in the ABL after just flying in from the States earlier today. Just missing. A couple times Ledet has gone for that area down and into a right-handed batter and hasn't gotten the call.
Yeah, and you'll see right there, and normally Ladder doesn't give that pitch down and in on the righty, so if you can knock that one out of the equation, you can square up middle away. That one.
That's a good pitch.
That's the one you want to swing at. Well, the interesting
little
thing,
bit inside.
Yeah, the interesting thing with Taylor, you know, a few years ago or even last year, he was in his cap presentation, and now he's wearing the Bandits colors. So it's really good to see the transition of the young athletes going from representing their state to all of a sudden now representing the franchise here in Brisbane.
He's seen 4 pitches, and he hasn't lifted the bat off his shoulder. Looking for either base hit or ball 4 with a 3-1 count. It's ball 4. First and second, one down for Wes Darville. Fresh off the plane, he'll try and shake the blood out of his legs and come up with a big hit here.
It's always tough. You just get straight off the bird, and they always said good hitters can fall out of a boat and get a hit, so let's see how he goes today.
Darville arrives as Mike Margema departs. Mike's actually up in the booth with us tonight. We want to wish Mike the best as he heads back to the States. Had his inaugural ABL season cut short due to injury, but made quite an impression in the time that he was available. First pitch, skips off the bag and into right field. Everybody's safe. Big turnaround third, and Battaglia will hold up there. Darville, with the first pitch he sees, delivers a single, skipping off the first base bag, and if it doesn't hit the base, it goes into the corner for extra bases.
Tell you what, he got a pitch, good job of squared up, hit the bag exactly like you said, and good heads-up baseball by the second baseman, Dale, to come up and freeze the runner at third. So that'll load the bases here for the Bandits here in the second with 1 out.
Lineup turns over for Wade Dutton, who drew a 4-pitch walk his first time up. We'll have Mike come on the broadcast with us for the top of the third. Get a chance to hear from him. Letter high fastball, or close to the letters. Dutton thought it was above the letters. Let's take another look. Was this a strike? No. That won't illuminate things, but bases full of Bandits. Breaking ball is taken down and in.
Good job right there on tough pitch. And this is where the Bandits have to capitalize. You're in the second inning. You have an arm that's against the ropes right now. Can you take advantage of this situation?
Aces infield set up to field a double play grounder. Pitch looked good from up here, but it was called a ball, and the count is 2-1.
The hard thing is when a guy's missing consistently, it's hard to reward him with a borderline pitch. So a lot of times he won't get a borderline pitch based on the fact that he hasn't been consistent in the zone.
Dutton got a pitch up and sent it straight to the backstop net.
And that's what we've seen again, a couple of 2-1, 3-1 counts where guys are just fouling them back. Those are the ones they have to square up to try to generate some offense.
Battaglia runs well for a catcher. He's the DH tonight, but catcher is his primary position. He's at third base. Deep fly ball should score him. Liner up the middle, fielded. Dale to Cruz onto first. A double play. The Aces escape the bases loaded jam with a 4-6-3 twin killing, and we head to the third, still scoreless in Brisbane.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. Get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there, and you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Scoreless between the Bandits and the Aces as we head to the top of the third at One Hub Stadium. And it is our pleasure to be joined now in the broadcast booth for the top half of the third inning by Bandits player Mike Margema. Mike, I know that this season for the Bandits didn't go the way you wanted health-wise, but you have to be pretty pleased with your time on the field, and I know you made the most of your time off of it as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's it's always a kind of an adventure going to a new place to go, play this game. But I've been to Dominican, Mexico, so many places here. But I found Australia to be one of those places. It's been absolutely fantastic. The people, the team, the management, everyone involved in the organization was absolutely incredible.
Jared Cruz with the ball, followed with the strike, and the count is 1-1. Cruz, De San Miguel, and Dale, the bottom third of the Aces order, due up. Melbourne still looking for their first base runner against Ryan Bollinger. Cruz with a chopper deep in the hole towards short. Long throw for Wade, on target and in time. Great play by Logan. Wade moving to his right. That's out number 1 of the third.
Yeah, that's a great play by Logan over there in the hole. Especially, I played against Logan for years in the minor leagues, and he was with the Twins over in Fort Myers, and watching him make some of the plays that he made there, and even here, that guy's a stud.
Here's Alan De San Miguel, like Wade, a former Twins farmhand. Australian national team catcher. He is batting 136 this year. First pitch taken up and away, ball 1. De San Miguel has transitioned into his coaching career over in the States. Spent last year in the Carolina League in the Kansas City Royals system as a coach for the Wilmington Blue Rocks.
That was one place that was always really hard to hit. No backdrop. The highway was there. You watch white cars go by while you're trying to hit a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Good luck.
Blue Rocks won the championship this year in the Carolina League. Fouled back. And they did so with a team batting average just over 200. Not a whole lot of offense in the Royals system. They had some great pitchers, and De San Miguel was able to contribute to a championship-winning squad this past American summer. Breaking ball down and in. Mike, what was your impression of the quality of play here in the Australian Baseball League?
Oh, it's great. It's fantastic. I think the quality of the talent here is it's been notoriously known for organizations sending over some younger prospects. But you see Delman, you see a lot of guys with big league experience coming over here and especially getting some time. And what better place to go than Australia and New Zealand to come over for the winter? I know right now back home it's like, I don't know what it is in Celsius, like 0. For us, it's like 30 degrees. So being over here in this weather, you mentioned that earlier, just absolutely gorgeous night here at the ballpark.
2-2. Just missing the corner. You're a catcher by trade. I can tell that you can feel your hands moving that towards the zone a little bit.
Yeah, it's sitting up in the booth right now. I can't sit still in general, so coming down and wanting to call pitches and go through the innings with them, something that me and Jeremy and Buff and everyone, we've had a lot of fun.
Soft liner caught by Wade. 8 up, 8 down for Ryan Bollinger. That'll bring in Jared Dale.
Yeah, we have fun just talking. It's the game. No matter where you go, whether you're here in the States, across the world, doesn't matter. It's still 60 feet 6 inches, 90-foot bases. It doesn't change. Sometimes the scenery around us does, but for the most part, it's the same game. It's just slowing it down and doing your job.
We've talked on the air about your injury, but in case people were not watching the road game when you suffered that injury or might need a refresher course, what exactly happened that led to your departure from this team?
Yeah, Dormady we had guys on first and third looking for something that I could get out in front, and
threw me a little
Sydney series, threw me a little cutter out in front and got a piece of it and hit me in the back foot. So I suffered a broken second metatarsal, my right foot, a little fracture. So out 6 weeks, and I think with the ball club now is I'm going to go back and get healthy back in the States and rehab and get ready for spring training and making the most of that. And unfortunately, I can't help the club off the field as much as I would love to on. So it's good to get Wes in, get some guys in that are going to come in and help this ball club win some games here.
Are you pain-free right now?
I'm pain-free right now. I feel great. Been working out every day, keeping the body strong, just waiting for this thing to heal. So apparently your body needs time.
Dale fouls off. Bollinger trying to finish off his third consecutive 1-2-3 inning to begin this game. What's next for you? You mentioned getting ready for spring training. You still trying to figure out where you're going to be?
Yeah, I think it's really just controlling the controllables. I think it's sometimes Dingo preaches and all of us as baseball players preach in this game of failure is controlling the things you can control. And right now, for me, it's getting healthy and then getting ready for an opportunity when that presents itself in camp. So really nothing changes for me. I try to stay small and be in the present moment, and whether that's playing or off the field, and something that I think we all could strive to do a little bit better of each and every day. A good block to Jeremy right there.
Dale almost got hit by that breaking ball. Skipped rope with it. 1-2, chopped on the ground. Another chance for the shortstop, Wade. Goes on to first, 9 up, 9 down. A perfect first trip through the order for Ryan Ballinger. We want to thank Mike Margema for joining us up here in the booth and for your contributions to the Bandits on and off the field this year. Good luck going forward, my friend.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
We'll be back after this on Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
Good start to this game for the Bandits on the mound, but they've missed out on some opportunities at the plate. Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Bramer. Our thanks again to Mike Margema for stopping by for a half inning. He'll be heading back to the United States tomorrow and getting ready for his next American baseball season. 2, 3, and 4 due up for the Bandits. Caldwell, Wade, and Martinez trying to break the ice against Patrick Ledet, who has not been sharp, but has gotten the outs when and where he has needed them.
Well, that's the main thing. It's putting zeros on the board, and he's got himself out of situations where he's behind the count, and Bandits haven't been able to capitalize. And the thing is, can he continue to do that the second time around the order?
Ledet has thrown 40 pitches, only 21 of them for strikes. Colwell hit a little swinging bunt in between home plate and the mound his first time up. Reached on a single when the catcher to San Miguel couldn't field it. First pitch misses inside. Ripped in the air down the right field line. Long run over for Nishiura. He won't catch it. It's up against the wall. Extra bases for into second standing with a leadoff double.
We talked about this offense right there in the second time around the order, so they've had the first look at the new arm. Now second time order, he shoots the ball down the right field line for a leadoff double.
Colwell's now 2 for 2. The Bandits have had their leadoff man reach base all 3 times in this game. Logan Wade hit a foul pop to first his first time up. Bandits are 1 for 5 with men in scoring position, but that one hit, a bit of a fluke, hit off first base and prevented Ryan Battaglia from scoring from second.
And here's a big at-bat for Logan. If he can find a way to shoot the ball right side, you've got Dale holding the runner on fairly tight. So if he finds a way to shoot that hole, it'll allow that runner to advance to third.
Ledet knows that, and he's going to pump strikes on the inside corner to try and prevent Wade from doing what he wants. 1-1.
Yeah, good pitch, good location right there, and exactly right. You're just working to the situation.
Wade fouls back. Thinks he might have broken his bat, but a couple taps of the plate confirm that that's still one uninterrupted piece of lumber. One-two coming from the lefty Ledet. Bounce in the dirt. Nice stop by the San Miguel.
Yeah, really good stop right there, and he's solid, so there's not a lot that's going to get by him. But the other thing that makes Melbourne tough is just him behind the plate. He's so good with his pitching staff and how he works his pitchers.
Two-two. Fouled at the plate.
I think that it's a big advantage. A lot of times I would look at not potentially who I'm facing, but potentially who's catching, because the dynamics of the guy behind the plate really changes the whole plate approach. And with Desan being a member of the national team, he'd know all the guys' strengths and weaknesses throughout the order.
Swing and a miss. Wade goes down. That's the third strikeout of the night for Ledet. All of them, it seems, have come in big situations. That'll bring in Jeremy Martinez.
And that's a good job. You see right there with D just taking control of his pitchers. So even though these guys are falling behind in the count, he's still working with his pitchers to execute to the situation.
Martinez popped out to second his first time up. Runner goes first pitch. The throw down is not in time. A perfect throw, but Colwell was just too fast. He swipes third, getting the 90 feet that Wade was not able to provide him.
Tell you what, that's a good read right there, because he's quick home, and Desan throws the ball extremely well. So that ball was right on the money, but he got a really good throw and able to just outrun the baseball. And now he puts himself in scoring position with one out.
Fourth steal in 5 tries for the speedy Colwell. Infield playing back, they'll concede the run. Breaking ball taken low, 2-0. Martinez with a smile. He's a catcher. He knows the zone, and he might have thought he got fooled on that pitch, but the umpire bailed him out. Lifted in the air, high and medium deep to right field. Should be deep enough to score Colwell. Nishiura with the catch.
Wow.
Colwell comes home. It's a good throw, but it's not in time. Bandits score the first run of the night. Colwell doubles, steals third, and comes home on the Martinez sacrifice fly. It's 1-0.
Tell you what, all around good execution baseball. Good job by Bandits to drive the ball into deep right field, but look in the right fielder. He squared up behind the baseball and came through that. Perfect textbook, makes a good strong throw, but the speed didn't allow him to get him home.
Mitch Nielsen takes outside. It's Hayato Nishiura. He's made a couple really nice plays in the outfield for the Aces this year. Fastball up and away. Of course, we're usually working when the Aces are playing, so we can't watch them too often in real time. But of the highlights that they've posted online, Nishiura plays a good right field.
Tell you what, you talk about Oryx pedigree. He follows the great Ichiro Suzuki, who was the all-time right fielder for the Oryx Blue Wave at the time. So,
and the great Paul Gonzalez. You weren't going to say it.
No. Not in that league.
4-pitch walk with 2 down, and the Bandits have another base runner. That'll bring in Ryan Battaglia.
But it's always good. I like to see when we look at, when we talked about with the WBC and we talk about the global impact the game has had, and now we get the exposure to the international market. Long time ago, we'd only see these elite athletes playing at the major league level, and now we get a chance to see them on the new stage.
Battaglia singled his first time up. Didn't hit it particularly hard, but it found a seam up the middle and popped out of the glove of the diving second baseman Dale. Called strike, and the count is 0-2.
So he's starting to get that pitch now and really pinpoint his location, and starting to see him settle into his rhythm.
Check swing, He went around, and that is a strikeout to end the home half of the third. But the inning begins with the Tim Caldwell double, and he comes home on the Jeremy Martinez sacrifice fly. The Bandits lead at 1-0 going to the fourth on Bandits.tv.
The Brett Sports seated ball organizer fits 5 dozen baseballs. Polyester construction means it is durable and its functional pockets allow for flexibility in storage. An adjustable strap and soft cushioned seat means that this organizer is essential for use at training.
The Bandits' bullpen is dormant, and for good reason. Ryan Bollinger has been perfect so far through 3 innings. And his offense finally gave him a run to work with on the Caldwell double. The important stolen base to bring him to third base and the sacrifice fly from Jeremy Martinez that brought him home. Top of the order due up for Melbourne in the fourth. It'll be Mune, Nishiura, and Lattimore. First pitch has the plate but misses low ball 1. Yuma Mune flied out to left his first time up.
Yeah, we're just looking. Mune actually leads this ball club in hits this year with 29, so he has been a guy that swung a hot bat all year.
Check swing. He did not go, and the count is 2-0. Mune, with his .382 batting average entering play today, is second in the league. The 29 hits are second, and the on-base percentage of .466 ranks third. Swinging 2-0, he cracks foul. Breaking ball in, the count 3-1. Aces don't yet have a base runner. They'll take one any way they can get it, with Nishiura on deck. Bollinger at the 50 pitch mark. Mune sends a high, deep drive to right field. Going back is Dutton, and this ball is gone. The first base runner of the ball game will circle the bases for the Aces. Yuma Mune ties it up on a long, deep solo home run to right field.
Well, I'll tell you what, he squared that up. We talk about hitting counts. He got himself into a hitting count, and tough lefty on the mound, able to pull his hands inside, and he drive that ball deep into right field to tie it up 1-1.
Third home run of the season for the third baseman. That'll bring in Hayato Nishiura. Nishiura grounded out to second his first time up. He takes ball 1. Two and 0. Well, Bollinger's first lead did not last all that long. Now he will try and keep this a tie ball game with the heart of the order due up. Slapped foul above the Melbourne dugout on the third base side. Here's the outlaw cam. Outlaws are here as usual. held on the ground. Charging is Wade. Throws on the run. And the throw is dropped, but it wouldn't have been in time anyway. Nishiura, with his speed, beats out the infield single.
And that's where speed does kill. And great job of hitting right there. Didn't square it up, but able to hit it in that tough hole for Logan Wade. And just speed alone wasn't able to get the speedy runner get down first. So that's another base hit for the Aces with nobody out.
Here's Quincy Lattimore. Lattimore grounded to third his first time up. 12-game hitting streak on the line. Close play on the pickoff move to first. Nishiura didn't dive and almost paid the price. Bollinger keeping a close eye on Nishiura. And for good reason. He's stolen 4 bases in 7 tries. This is an Aces club that likes to run the bases a lot more than the Bandits do. Lattimore with a high, deep fly, left center field. And it's gone. Taylor lost it in the twilight. I don't think he had any chance of making the play because that ball was way, way over the fence.
No, he absolutely crushed that baseball. So once again, Aces come out swinging the bats here in the 4th inning, and quickly with 2 swings of bat, it's now 3-1. Chance to see the replay. Pitches middle end. It's probably definitely the no-go zone in that situation. He drives it deep to center field, and all of a sudden, Bandits are down 3-1 here in the 4th.
And Delman Young, who leads the league in homers and RBI, is up next. Young with a big swing, fouls it straight back. Obviously, in this hitter-friendly ballpark, anything that is hit well in the air stands a pretty good chance of going out, but Lattimore did hit that, I think, higher than his optimal launch angle. Swing and a miss. Maybe in his home ballpark in Melbourne, where home runs are not nearly as common, that ball is caught, but here it was well over the fence. Missing down. Inside 2-2. Bollinger has now allowed 5 home runs on the season. That ties him with Tim Atherton for the most on the pitching staff. 2-2 to Young. Swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Bollinger to reset things a bit. His 3rd of the ball game and out number 1 in the 4th.
Yeah, good pitch right there by Bolly. Able to throw that 3-2 breaking ball in a good location to get Delman out for out number 1.
Up next, Luke Hughes. Hughes takes low ball 1. Luke finally got off the schneid and got his first home run of the season out of the way. It's a pop-up. Right field line over is Dutton, and it's into the bullpen. That Hughes home run came last weekend against Geelong. In the contemporary ABL, few players have meant more than Luke Hughes. Called strike, the count is 1-2. Luke also on the national team. Fouled at the plate. Hughes was in the major leagues with the Twins and then the Athletics. He was a third baseman. Now in this stage of his career, he plays first base. Checks his swing. He was almost hit in the back foot by that breaking ball, but managed to get out of the way. Hughes hit 8 Major League Baseball home runs, but his first will be one to remember. It came in his first ever MLB at bat. The number starts fair, stays fair, picked up by Martinez. Whirling and firing to first, he retires Hughes for out number 2. That had some side spin, but Martinez couldn't afford to wait and see if that was going to roll foul. He picked it up, and it turned out to be the correct call.
Tell you what, that's a really good play by Martinez right there. So the ball was spinning on the line, so he didn't hesitate and comes up and fires an absolute rocket to first base for out number 2.
We'll talk more about the Hughes homer in his debut, his next time up. Here's Kodai Sano. First pitch misses for a ball. In the inning, a solo homer from Yuma Mune and a 2-run homer from Quincy Lattimore. Sano chops foul.
Starting to look at the Aces having better quality at bats second time around. So once again, both hitters are making the adjustments against the 2 lefties.
Called strike, and it's 1-2.
One thing we haven't seen yet, but Sano leads the Aces with 8 stolen bases, so he can run as well. So interesting to see if he puts pressure.
Called strike 3 ends the inning, but in the frame, the Aces go deep twice. Mune with a solo homer, Lattimore with a 2-run homer. Melbourne leads it 3-1 going to the bottom of the 4th on Bandits.tv.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer!
Beers to the beach.
Yeah! Thank you, Archer!
They look thirsty down there in the outback, Archer.
We'll all be.
Thank you, Archer!
Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
Not quite a sunset, but somewhere back there the sun is setting. Very picturesque area here on the north side of Brisbane. 3-1 Aces over the Bandits. Not quite so picturesque on the scoreboard as the Bandits once again are struggling here at home to put together good at-bats and come through in the clutch. Bottom third of the order due up for Brisbane. It'll be Sutherland, Taylor, and Darville against Patrick Ledet. Bandits have left 5 men in scoring position through the first 3 innings. They're 1 for 6 with men in scoring position, and that one hit didn't bring home a run. First pitch inside to Sutherland, who struck out swinging his first time up. Called strike, and the count evens. Sutherland cracks it foul. Third baseman Mune is over, but he runs out of room.
Tell you, after the first 2 innings, Ledette's really settled in. He got a 3-1 lead here in the fourth, and really starting to find his command.
Pitch count up above 60. But he gets Sutherland swinging for the second time in a row. That's out number 1 in the fourth.
Yeah, really good pitch, good location right there. Got ahead in the count and got a chance to see this replay and just see this, how late this action on the breaking ball. So get Sutherland just out in front.
Liam Taylor's next. Taylor drew what at the time we thought would be a pretty big walk in the second inning. He left at second base as the Bandits loaded the bases, but then didn't do anything with it, hitting into an inning-ending double play off the bat of Wade Dutton. Taylor gets the start in center field in place of Andrew Campbell. Campbell getting a night off. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
You can see that velo's there because he's in it now, starting to find his rhythm. And early in the count, he was missing down and in and a little bit up in the zone, but now he's starting to find.
Just off the corner, 2-2.
And that's when he started. He got his pitch what he wanted, just a little bit up in the zone. So Desan just having a quick chat with Ladder, saying if it's up in the zone, then see if he can make an adjustment.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts, 3 in a row going back to the end of the third inning. Ledette now has 6 Ks on his scorecard tonight.
Once again, just missed with a borderline pitch and just rears back and just blows it by him for out number 2.
That'll bring in Wes Darville, who saw 1 pitch in his first ABL at bat. Hit a scorching liner that hit off first base and robbed him of extra bases. It went for a single, but it would have been an RBI double into the corner. Who knows how that inning looks different if the ball lands just a few feet beyond. Here's a high fly into right field towards the foul pole, but drifting foul. And it's just a long strike, 0-2.
Tell you what, for just getting off a plane a couple of hours ago, he's at least seen the ball well. So now he falls behind the count 0-2, but he got a pitch up in the zone right here, just pulled it foul.
Darville played this last American season with the Winnipeg Gold Eyes in the American Association. Fouled straight back. He hangs tough.
A good job right there just to fight that pitch off. Elevated fastball, see if he can get him to chase. So still sitting 0-2.
Darville, a Canada native, plays on the Canadian national team. In fact, he was just in the Premier 12 playing against some of these Bandits players and Aces players a couple months ago. Originally drafted by the Cubs in the 5th round of the 2009 draft. Got as high as AAA in the Dodgers system in 2018. Check swing, he holds up, and the count is 2-2.
So a really good job right there of laying off a tough pitch. So now he's back in this count, and he's 2-2 with 2 outs.
Outside corner, called strike 3. Ledette strikes out the side, and he has 7 strikeouts over 4 innings, holding on to a 3-1 lead as we go to the 5th. You're watching Bandits.tv.
Taking off overseas this year? You wouldn't believe who you may run into at the airport. The Brisbane Bandits have partnered with award-winning China Airlines to be our gateway to the world. China Airlines operate the brand new Airbus A350 out of Brisbane, so you can be assured of a safe, comfortable and relaxed flight to wherever you may be headed. With daily flights from Brisbane to Auckland and return, you may just bump into a few of our champions lending a hand on board. And we'll be doing our best to live up to China Airlines 5-star services. So wherever you're heading overseas on China Airlines, keep an eye out for the Brisbane Bandits. You just never know who you might see.
In the last 4 years, we have put up some numbers. Led the league in hits, RBIs, stolen bases, slugging, Home runs, batting average, ERA, single season saves record. We've had 2 home run champions, 2 league MVPs, 4 ABL championships. But none of this would have been possible without Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
Night has fallen in Brisbane, and the Melbourne Aces lead the Bandits by a score of 3-1 as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Bramer. Thanks once again for making us a part of your holiday weekend plans. Ryan Ballinger will try and bounce back after a rough 4th inning as he faces the bottom third of the Aces order, Cruz, De San Miguel, and Dale in the 5th. Aces have 3 hits, and they all came consecutively to begin the 4th inning. Homer, single, homer. Right now, that's the difference in the ball game. Jared Cruz grounded to short his first time up. He takes a called strike from the Brisbane lefty.
Tell you what, just looking around, I squizzed out for that moment, and Marjama was in, and it's a big crowd tonight, a full house.
Part of that is the cap ceremony that was held pregame, but part of it is the fact that this is a Friday night. It's in between Christmas and New Year's. And it's absolutely perfect weather to spend a night at the baseball field.
No, it's stunning. That rain just seemed to cool down. The temperature's good pitch, crowd number 1. But it's been fantastic weather over the holidays. The rain cooled everything down, and then it decided just to fine up, and a gorgeous day.
Let's take another look at that breaking ball that Cruz chased.
That's a good pitch right there, and that's that late action that he wants. So he's able to elevate the fastball and speed them up, and then throw that hard breaking ball down in the dirt.
5th strikeout for Ballinger. First pitch, a strike to Alan De San Miguel, who hit a soft line drive to the shortstop his first time up.
I had a soft chat to De San before the game, and he just talked about, and we've only seen it visually, some of the improvements at the new ballpark in Melbourne, and it looks absolutely stunning.
Pop-up foul. Third baseman Nielsen is underneath it, and he makes the catch.
And his comment to me with the new scoreboard and all the improvements, it's been a really good year this year, and just acknowledged the new ownership, Brett Ralph there from Jet Couriers, and done a fantastic job. I know I've had a chance to go to a couple All-Star games there, but they do a good job of hosting a great event.
They traveled with the Bandits to Melbourne Ballpark last season. It's treated well there, and yeah, it's a great baseball city. There's an opportunity there to be had to really capture a market. Sounds like they're making strides in doing that. Jared Dale grounded to short his first time up. Swinging strike runs the count quickly to 0-2, and Ballinger looks like a new man after getting a chance to take a breather in the dugout.
And that's what the Bandits need. They need him to put zeros on the board to allow the offense to hopefully find a chink in the armor.
Fouled back to the screen. Brand new video board. Other fan experience upgrades were made at Melbourne Ballpark. Justin Huber in his 5th season as the GM. Breaking ball down and in, the count 1-2.
No, I think that organization is going to just continue to grow and get better and stronger. It's a great sporting culture in Victoria, particularly in Melbourne, so I can only see that franchise continue to evolve.
Dale keeps the hands in, hits off the bag, fielded by Darville, and he throws him out. Late course correction by the new Bandit second baseman. That is a very tough play to make, and Darville made it look easy. How about that to end the top of the 5th inning? You're watching Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. can't you hear the sound of love and desire? Kiss me, baby, touch me. Kiss me, baby, love me.
On to the bottom of the fifth inning at One Hub Stadium in Brisbane. Aces on top of the Bandits by a score of 3-1. It'll be the top of the order due up for the Bandits. Dutton, Caldwell, and Wade against Patrick Ledet, who definitely had his struggles in the first trip through the order, but has since settled down quite nicely. He's retired 4 in a row. All of them have been strikeouts, and he has 7 punch-outs on the night. First pitch misses up and away, ball 1 to Wade Dutton, who walked in the first and then hit into a rally-killing, inning-ending 4-6-3 double play with the bases loaded in the second. A strike and the count evens.
Yeah, we talk about he's really found his rhythm. He's missed a few pitches out of the zone, but when he needs to bear down, he's made big pitches back into this game.
Chopped up the middle. Cruz, the shortstop, fields and throws. Dutton retired for the first out of the fifth. Last man to reach base with a hit was Tim Caldwell, and he will come up next, already 2 for 2 on the night with a single, a double, and the lone Bandits run scored. If the Bandits are able to come back and win this game, Caldwell's ability to steal third base with an excellent throw from the catcher, DeSan Miguel, waiting for him. Here's a high fly in the air, shallow left center. Oh. And that will fall. Sano stumbled, and everyone converged on the spot, but I don't know if anyone really would have been able to make that play. Sano lost his footing, but even at the pace he was going, that ball might have been destined to fall in no man's land anyway.
Yeah, once again, we talk about just placement, but Cole's had an amazing year. You and I talked about it in the last series, just the ability to square the baseball up. So he's been due for a couple of breaks, and that's his second break of the day.
Caldwell is now 3 for 3. That'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Logan Wade. First pitch popped up, again towards the first baseman, Hughes. Dipping back into fair territory, he makes the catch. That's the second time that Wade has popped up to first in this game. And now with 2 down, it'll be left to Jeremy Martinez. If this were a 1-run game, you might entertain the idea of stealing Caldwell to second base, but with Martinez at the plate, representing the tying run, figure the Bandits will take their chances that Martinez can run into something and hit a gapper or something over the fence. First pitch hit hard on the ground, diving stop by Mune. The throw across is perfect. Hughes with a shuffle step to get back on the bag. He had plenty of time to do so, and the Bandits cannot take advantage of the Caldwell bloop single. Nice job by the infield of the Aces to get out of the 5th inning and move us on to the 6th. Melbourne up 3-1 on Bandits.tv.
How good is this?
Bandits hoping to get back in the win column as they return home for this pivotal round 6 matchup against the Melbourne Aces. Are trailing 3-1 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. It'll be the top of the Aces order due up. Mune, Nishiura, and Lattimore against Ryan Bollinger. The Bandits are 8-12. They've been kind of a streaky team. They had the 4-game sweep at the hands of the Adelaide Giants to start the year. They got back to the 500 mark with a sweep of Geelong Korea in round 2 here at home. But before winning the finale in Canberra last weekend, the Bandits had lost 6 consecutive ball games, and that's just not something that we're accustomed to seeing from this squad, the 4-time defending champions.
Yeah, the big thing is it's been the offense. They've had opportunities. They just haven't capitalized in situations. So for them to turn their second half around, it's just about executing when they have the opportunities, and that's well within their capabilities.
Yuma Mune is 1 for 2. He takes a strike. His last time up, he collected the first Melbourne hit of the game, and it was a long one, a solo shot deep to right field. Lifted foul, the count is 0-2. For Mune, his 3rd home run of the year. 2 batters later, Quincy Lattimore hit his 4th. Breaking ball. Mune lays off.
Really like his approach at the plate. There's not a lot of movement in his approach, and head stays still, and hands are really good to the baseball. We got a chance to see him with a bit of his power, but he has the ability to use the whole field.
Inside out swing there to fight off a tough pitch.
And that right there, that's a tough thing to do right there. Just be able to fight off the tough pitches and keep the at-bat alive and just somehow keep his hands inside the baseball. So once again, he's in a 1-2 count, but I said he looks like he always seems balanced.
Chopped to short. Wade fields and throws. Mune retired for the first out of the 6th inning. 5 1/3 innings complete for Bollinger. That's how far he went his last start. But against the Cavalry, he allowed 6 runs on 8 hits. Tonight, save for 2 bad pitches, he's really been exactly what the Bandits have been looking for.
Well, I was wondering, Mune hit that ball and the bat broke, and I couldn't see the other piece of the bat, and he actually carried it in his hand all the way down the line. So I think even Latta was trying to find the piece of lumber, but he just kept it in hand.
That's a handheld weapon if you get into a jam in a dark alley somewhere. Taken inside, 2-1. Ishira singled ahead of the Lattimore homer his last time up. Bandits have some action in the bullpen. Inside corner, the Aces beg to differ. Paul Latta hearing it from the visiting dugout. Inside, the count runs full. Looks like Sam Holland getting loose for the Bandits. Ideally, Bollinger gets through 6, and Holland takes over for inning number 7. Payoff pitch. Slapped in the air towards the gap left center. That's down for a hit. Over quickly is Taylor. He gets it back in. The throw is a bit offline and not in time. Nishiura with his speed hustles his way to a double, and the Aces are looking for more in the 6th.
Yeah, really good job. Looks like David will come out. That may be it for Bolly.
And he's going to make the move. Bollinger left in to face the 2 lefties at the top of the order, and he's done after 5 1/3. Good night for Ryan, but he leaves with his team trailing by a pair. Sam Holland will come in facing the heart of the order after this on Bandits.tv.
It's always been you.
It's always been us.
Sam Holland comes on to face Quincy Lattimore. Man at second, one down in the top of the sixth inning, with the Bandits trailing the Melbourne Aces by a score of 3-1. Holland on the season is 1-0 with an ERA of 7.88, which isn't all that good until you realize that his ERA has gone down in every outing since his second. His year began in just about the worst way possible. He allowed 3 runs in 2/3 of an inning his first time out, and then did not retire a batter, allowing 3 more runs his next time out. Those 2 games were in Adelaide. Since then, just 1 earned run, and the ERA has slowly but surely gotten down towards respectability and more where he's accustomed to seeing it. Elsewhere in the league, Cavalry of Canberra are leading Geelong Korea by a score of 3-0, that game in the 7th. In Sydney, the Blue Sox lead the Perth Heat 3-0 in the 4th. And it's scoreless in the 3rd between the Giants and the Tuatara in Adelaide. Lattimore hit a 2-run home run his last time up. Right now it's the difference in the ball game. Before the first Holland delivery, he spins off the rubber and looks back Nishiura.
What appears after the Bandits left Canberra, they found their mojo. They're now playing good baseball. They're, like you said, 3-0 against Geelong. So they're starting to find their swing.
Holland, 25 years old. Lattimore takes a strike. Holland keeping a close eye on Nishiura. Nishiura 4 for 7 in stolen bases. Held tight by the second baseman Darville. Lattimore takes down and in. Delman Young waits in the on-deck circle. Down and away, 2-1. Called strike. Lattimore doesn't like it. He can say those words out into the ether, but if he directs them at the umpire, then he might be in a bit of trouble. 2-2 the count.
I'm just looking at his career numbers. So in 13 seasons that is, he has 216 home runs and 929 RBIs.
Runner goes, throw down to third is in time. Nishiura pressed his luck and tried to steal third, but a P from Martinez cuts him down for the second out of the 6th inning. Let's take another look. Good throw. Lattimore upset at the plate. Perhaps because of his interference with the catcher. Called strike 3. Lattimore can't believe it, and Holland gets the job done. He was asked to get 2 outs, and he does just that while retiring only 1 batter. We head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. It's still 3-1 Aces over the Bandits on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere. And we have more than customers, we have fans. It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. Get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there, and you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
On to the bottom of the 6th inning, Bandits trailing 3-1 to the Melbourne Aces. But what we saw in the top half of the 6th inning might be a momentum changer for the Bandits, as Hayato Nishiura was caught stealing 3rd, and Quincy Lattimore struck out looking. Great job by Sam Holland. That'll also close the book on Ryan Bollinger. And the Bandits hope that reversal of fortune might give them a spark at the plate. Nielsen, Battaglia, and Sutherland due up for the Bandits. That's 5, 6, and 7 in their order against Patrick Ledet. First pitch is on the outside corner for a strike. Nielsen hasn't put the ball in play tonight. He struck out in the 1st and walked in the 3rd. Taken outside, 1-1. Bandits led in this game very briefly. In the bottom of the 3rd, Tim Colwell doubled, stole 3rd, and came home on a sacrifice fly. Then in the 4th, before an out was recorded, the Aces tied the game on a Yuma Mune homer and took the lead on a 2-run shot from Quincy Lattimore. Strike, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, good pitch, good location right there. Got himself behind the count 2-1, able to run the ball in on his hands.
Fouled back. Check swing. On appeal, he held up. It's right on the border, and in the estimation of crew chief Tom West down the first base line, Nielsen did not offer at that pitch. The count runs full. Ryan Battaglia waits on deck. Nielsen just got a piece, fouling it straight to the backstop.
Once again, when you look at just his score line, Ledet's thrown the ball extremely well tonight. He started a little bit shaky in finding his location, but since then he's been pretty much lights out.
He's completed 6 innings once. That came back on the 1st of December against Auckland. Roller skips off the bag. It's a fair ball, and Nielsen will reach. Mune charged, tried to field it behind the bag, but that's the second time, no, the 3rd time that we've seen a ball hit the base in play tonight, once for each base.
No, it has, and that was always going to be a tough play. Ball had a lot of spin on it. Mune tried to get it before it actually got before the bag and hit the bag that came up on him. unable to not come up with it. So that puts the leadoff hitter for the Bandits here in the 6th with nobody out.
Battaglia represents the tying run. First pitch swinging, chopped foul. Battaglia singled in the 2nd, struck out swinging to end the 3rd. There's a called strike at the knees. The count is 0-2.
Good pitch right there, good location. Now he finds himself in an 0-2 hole.
Ledette's season high in pitches thrown is 93 in that 6-inning start against Auckland. He's now crossed over the 90-pitch threshold. Breaking ball in the dirt is taken, and the count is 1-2.
Well, as you mentioned, with the Aces, they lost their starter today, so they're going to force him to go a little bit deeper. But like I said, outside of the first 2 innings, he's been pretty solid, and pitch count has been down.
Swing and a miss. Another strikeout for Ledette. It's his 8th of the night, and it's the first out of the 6th inning.
You get a chance to see the pitch location again, and just really good late action. So you see that ball breaks. Taglia's just not able to come up with it. Now we've got a man on first base and 1 out.
Nothing too fancy from Ledette. He's a 3-pitch pitcher. That was the slider. Here's David Sutherland, 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts so far tonight. Big swing and a miss, and the count is 0-1. Ledette delivers, and it's down and away. Every time Sutherland swings, he's swinging for the fences. It's a strategy that obviously has done him quite well in his career. Ledette has been able to keep the ball away from the bat so far tonight.
Yeah, he's been tough. That breaking ball, that little slider he's throwing right now has been tough on Sutherland.
Check swing. And a ball. Outlaws are making some noise with their goofy Sutherland chant. High and deep to right field. It was misjudged by Nishiura, and it goes to the wall. Nielsen into third. He'll hold up there. The throw comes home. It'll be a double for Sutherland. And Nishiura badly misread that ball. Looked like it was gone off the bat, but clearly didn't have the carry. Nishiura couldn't correct his course.
Yeah, good break for the Bandits right there. It looked like he squared him up and got him out, and just obviously caught it off the end of the bat, but just enough to fool the right fielder. Falls down, not able to come up with it. Now puts a threat with second and third and 1 out for the Bandits.
Liam Taylor comes up with a chance to tie the game. Taylor getting the start in center field tonight. He's paid his dues on the development roster. Infield is playing back here. Even a ground out should bring home a run. Taylor walked in the second, struck out in the fourth. First pitch, foul tipped into the mid of the catcher, 0-1.
This is where Ledette's been tough tonight. He got himself in trouble a few times early in the ball game and able to get himself out of a jam. So can he do it again for the Aces?
Taken inside.
Like maybe in a cross-up right there, so can't tell. I don't think so, because normally if he was, he'd go out and talk to him.
Nielsen at third, Sutherland at second. Bandits looking for a big hit from their young center fielder. Ledette's pitch popped up behind home plate. De San Miguel over for a look, but it's out of play. And came away with a souvenir there and then passed it along to someone who might enjoy it more. That's the right thing to do.
That's the Christmas spirit right there.
After Taylor, it'll be Wes Darville. Taylor wants to take care of the opportunity right here and right now. Swing and a miss. He strikes out, the 9th strikeout for Ledette, and out number 2 in the inning. And out for a mound conference is a member of the Aces coaching staff as we take another look. Yeah, and that was John Diebel, the manager, to grab the ball. That will be it for Patrick Ledette. The Aces will go to their bullpen with 2 men in scoring position and 2 down, hoping to protect a 2-run lead. You're watching Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
It'll be John Kennedy coming out of the Melbourne bullpen to try and keep this a 3-1 game. Aces got a great start from Patrick Ledette on short notice. Ledette 5 2/3 innings. So far, only 1 run allowed. He is responsible for Mitch Nielsen at third base and David Sutherland at second. But you look at the numbers, especially given his rocky start. Ledette with 7 hits and 1 run, 3 walks and 9 strikeouts. He was everything they could have asked for and then some.
No, I agree. And the 9 punch-outs were all big punch-outs. They were in key situations where the Bandits could have capitalized in this ball game, and he's able just to elevate fastballs out of the zone and get guys to chase that tough breaking ball tonight. So great job by Ledette for the Aces.
An even 100 pitches thrown, 60 of them for strikes. And now John Kennedy. Kennedy standing at 196 centimeters. It's quite an imposing figure on the mound. Outlaws are trying to figure out something to get underneath John Kennedy's skin, but Kennedy is pitched in much bigger situations than this. He represents Team Australia on the national team, both in the World Baseball Classic a couple years ago and in the Premier 12 just months ago. Kennedy so far this year, 1 win and 1 loss, with an ERA of 0.57. He began his ABL career as a starter. Now as a reliever, he has been a tremendous tool to use for John Diebel. Left-handed hitting Wes Darville is at the plate, 1 for 2 in his ABL debut tonight. First pitch, breaking ball taken down and away.
I tell you what, he's tough on lefties. You talk about that long levers, long legs, and ball coming out of your ear hole. So you got to really hang in there as a left-handed hitter.
Kennedy, the franchise leader in starts and games pitched. Chopped foul. Formerly in the Atlanta Braves minor league system. One. Chopped on the ground towards first. Bobbled by Hughes. He recovers and flips to Kennedy. The Aces once again work their way out of a jam. And it's a 3-1 game heading to the 7th in Brisbane on Bandits.tv.
The Brett Sports seated ball organizer fits 5 dozen baseballs. Polyester construction means it is durable and its functional pockets allow for flexibility in storage. An adjustable strap and soft cushioned seat means that this organizer is essential for use at training.
3-1 Aces over the Bandits, heading to the top of the 7th inning. The freshly bespectacled Sam Holland did his job in the 6th inning, getting 2 outs from 1 batter, and he will face Young, Hughes, and Sano, 4, 5, and 6 in the Aces order in the 7th. Delman Young so far today is 0 for 2. First pitch, a foul tip into the catcher's mitt, 0-1. Holland, the side-arming righty, delivers the next, and it gets Young to swing and miss, 0-2. Young played for the Aces 2 years ago. Lifted foul, headed for the Bandits bullpen and out of play. Last year, Young opted to play in Latin America and ultimately won the league MVP. So that was a good choice for him. But he's back here in Australia in 2019. The pitch, swing and a miss. Young gone on strikes for the first out of the 7th inning.
Good pitch by Holland right there. Fell head in the count to get a chance to see. And this is a really late break action slider right here. So see where it starts in the middle of the plate. Just breaks out of the zone for out number 1.
Here's Luke Hughes, 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a little roller that was fielded by the catcher Martinez. Swing and a miss. When Hughes was last up, we promised that we'd contextualize the Luke Hughes homer in his MLB debut back in 2010. He became the 106th player in MLB history to go deep in his first major league at-bat. And you know the pitcher he did it against?
Verlander.
Max Scherzer.
Oh, Scherzer.
Who went on to have a pretty good career.
I knew it was one of those top-tier arms. I knew, so Scherzer, not a bad one to have in your books.
That was before Scherzer started winning Cy Young awards.
Oh.
Hughes with a high fly in the air, left center. Over is Taylor, and with room, the center fielder makes the catch. Minus the cap, with the baseball. That's out number 2. It's been a persistent problem with some of the Bandits' young players. Their caps are too big. They keep falling off when they make plays in the outfield. I guess if that's the only thing you can criticize them for, then they're doing a pretty good job. 2 up, 2 down. Holland has gotten 4 outs from the 3 batters he's faced, and here's Kodai Sano. First pitch rolled foul, and it cracked the bat right at the handle. Sano gets a new stick of lumber and returns to the box. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts so far tonight. Missing outside, 1-1.
Good pitch, good location. Sammy looks sharp today. Everything down in the strike zone, and his sliders got really late action.
Fouled back. The count is 1-2. The Bandits will have the top of their order due up in the 7th inning. Dutton, Caldwell, and Wade. That the Bandits trail tonight is not for lack of opportunities. They're 1 for 8 with men in scoring position, and they've left 8 men on base. The Aces, in contrast, have not left anyone on base, and they have not yet had an at-bat completed with a man in scoring position. They did get Nishiura to second base in the 6th, but he was caught stealing third.
Just looking at Sano's background, originally a pitcher in high school when he began his professional baseball career in 18 with the Orcs Buffalo.
Inside-out swing, and a soft single falls into shallow right.
This will be interesting. We talked about earlier in the piece, he leads the organization or the club with 8 stolen bases. So you've got 2 outs and a leadoff base hit. Does he go off to the races and put pressure on Martinez?
Jared Cruz will bat next. He's 0 for 2. The Aces are 0 for 1 in stolen base attempts tonight, and the caught stealing came with Holland on the mound. Healthy lead for Sano. Caught leaning, but he's still back easily with the right hand in ahead of the tag. This is just a textbook stolen base situation. And Holland is thinking the same thing.
Tell you what, he's out there. He's got an extended lead on Holland, so put a little bit of pressure. And obviously, 2 things that happened. By putting pressure on Holland, it puts him in a potential fastball situation. So as a hitter, you like that because now all of a sudden I can potentially gear up fastball.
Not only has Sano stolen 8 bases, he's done so in 8 tries. He has not been thrown out yet. And he goes and stops on the first pitch. Cruz fouls back. Looked like he had the green light, but just didn't like his jump.
Yeah, and Sammy quick pitched him right there. So really quick slide step, which means he's probably 1-1, 1-2 home, which gives Martinez a chance to throw out Sano. So obviously Sano reads something fairly well, and if he's 8 for 8, he's had a good trot on the base path.
Another pickoff throw. Three runs on 5 hits for the Aces, 1 run on 7 hits for the Bandits. Cruz chases a high fastball. The count is 0-2.
Now's a good chance to go. If he does go, Cruz leads off the at bat, and if he gets thrown out, if he steals the bag, he's got a chance to drive him in with 2 outs.
Sano stays put. Cruz swings and misses, and that ends the top of the 7th inning. Great outing by Sam Holland. He strikes out 3 batters and keeps this a 3-1 game as we stretch in Brisbane. You're watching Bandits.tv.
Great job, Chef.
Thanks.
Who wants a drink?
Let's go, Archer. Beers away.
Thank you, Archer.
Looks like these guys are working up a tropical thirst, Archer.
Thank you, Archer.
babe.
Thank you,
Archer! Yeah!
Good boy, Archer.
It's been a fun night at the ballpark so far, but the Bandits do not have a whole lot to show for it. They trail 3-1 to the Melbourne Aces as we head to the bottom half of the 7th in the round 6 opener. With Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Kramer. Thanks for joining us tonight. Bandits will send up the top third of their order, Dutton, Colwell, and Wade, to face John Kennedy. Kennedy got Wes Darville to ground out to first, stranding a pair of men in scoring position in the 6th. Now we'll see if he can repeat the feat or if the Bandits have some tricks up their sleeve. Dutton is 0 for 2. He drew a walk to begin the ball game. Since then, he grounded into an inning-ending double play in the 2nd and grounded to short in the 5th. Up and away, the count evens. Off-speed pitch, misses badly, 2-1. Looks like the Bandits have some more action in the bullpen. And on the hands, but it falls into shallow left center field. A leadoff single for Wade Dutton.
Looks like Erasmus is rolling over at the moment. But once again, Bandits get a leadoff hit here in the 7th inning to put an early threat against Kennedy on the bump. So can they manufacture and get some offense out here? We are at the business end of the game, so a lot of pressure on the Bandits.
Bandits have put a man aboard to begin 5 of their 7 innings. But in only one of those innings did the runner come around to score. That was Colwell in the 3rd with his leadoff double. Here's Colwell now, batting in the 7th, already 3 for 3 at the plate. First pitch, little nubber, bobbled by Kennedy. He cannot field it, and everybody is safe. That's a 4 for 4 night for Tim Colwell, and while a couple of them might not be on the highlight reel, they count just the same. The Bandits have the tying run aboard, and the go-ahead runner stepping up to the plate.
I'll tell you what, once again, finds a way to put barrel on baseball. Did not hit it hard by any means, but speed kills. He's able to leg that up, put pressure on Kennedy. So now the Bandits have first and second with nobody out.
Logan Wade is 0 for 3. He struck out and twice popped out to first. Nobody out. Prime opportunity for the Bandits to get the crowd back in this game. Kennedy's first. Thigh-high strike on the outer half. Good speed on the bases. Gapper could score Colwell all the way from first base. Wade sends a routine grounder to short. Cruz to Dale to Hughes, and there's the double play. The Aces have gotten the double play pretty much any time they've needed it. In the 2nd to kill a rally, and in the 7th they throw water on a burgeoning rally. With a man at 3rd and 2 down, it'll be left to Jeremy Martinez as we see the perfectly executed 6-4-3.
Yeah, good job by Kennedy. Got a ball down in the zone, forced the ground ball. Cruz stayed with it. Good feed to Dale for the easy double play. So the threat's still alive with a man on 3rd, but there are 2 outs.
Martinez takes ball 1. Martinez drove in the lone Bandits run with a sacrifice fly to right field back in the 3rd inning. There's the bullpen cam with Erasmus getting loose. Down and away, 2-0. That was the 2nd double play turn by the Aces tonight. Letter high pitch on 2-0. Martinez thought it was up. I think his argument, if given the opportunity to present it, would be, if it was a strike, I would have hit it 400 feet. Fouled back and out of play, 2-2.
Good pitch by Kenny right there, just able to run the ball in on his hands, not letting him get extended. So now Martinez got to bear down 2-2 with the man on third and 2 outs.
The pitch. Just outside, a little bit high as well. Framed well by DeSan Miguel, but where the breaking ball crossed the plate is different than where it was ultimately in the catcher's mitt. First base is open. Mitch Nielsen waits on deck. Now Martinez requests and is granted time. Ken Frosch now throwing in the Bandits' pen as well. 2 righties, then 2 lefties due up for the Aces in the 8th, whenever that comes around. Martinez sends a high fly into center. Sano back, now in. Dancing with it, and he makes the catch. Not the first time that we've seen a Melbourne outfielder have trouble with a fly ball. But Sano does squeeze it, and it keeps the Bandits off the board in the 7th. The inning begins with a pair of singles, but still, it's 3-1 going to the 8th on Bandits.tv.
Taking off overseas this year? You wouldn't believe who you may run into at the airport. The Brisbane Bandits have partnered with award-winning China Airlines to be our gateway to the world. China Airlines operate the brand new Airbus A350 out of Brisbane, so you can be assured of a safe, comfortable and relaxed flight to wherever you may be headed. With daily flights from Brisbane to Auckland and return, you may just bump into a few of our champions lending a hand on board. And we'll be doing our best to live up to China Airlines' 5-star services. So wherever you're heading overseas on China Airlines, keep an eye out for the Brisbane Bandits. You just never know who you might see.
In the last 4 years, we have put up some numbers. Led the league in hits, RBIs, stolen bases, slugging, home runs, batting average, ERA, single season saves record. We've had 2 home run champions, 2 league MVPs, 4 ABL championships. But none of this would have been possible without Brett Sports, the official equipment partner of the Brisbane Bandits.
On to the top of the 8th inning at One Hope Stadium in Brisbane. Melbourne Aces are leading the Bandits by a score of 3-1. Sam Holland did his job. An inning and 2/3 scoreless for the righty with 1 hit, no walks, and 3 strikeouts. As the Aces send up 8, 9, and 1 in their order, the Bandits go deeper into the bullpen and bring in Justin Erasmus. Erasmus, no wins and no losses, is making his 5th appearance on the season, all of them coming in relief. He has an ERA of 3.86. That's 3 runs earned in 7 innings thus far. He'll face Alan de San Miguel and Jared Dale. Then the lineup will turn over for 2 lefties, and you'd have to imagine that Ken Frosch, a lone southpaw in the Bandits' pen, is warming up for exactly that reason. De San Miguel is 0 for 2. Soft line out to short, and a foul pop to third as he takes a called strike.
We spoke to him earlier in the piece about going back overseas and in a coaching capacity. He really says he enjoys the role and still having the ability to come back and play in the ABL.
Bounced in the dirt, and the count is 1-1. I want to issue a correction that I was just made aware of when looking at the box score. Tim Colwell was not given a single in the 7th inning. Instead, that was an error charged to the pitcher, Kennedy. We'll see if that's changed afterwards, but right now, that's an error. Called strike, the count is 1-2. One-two pitch. Popped up foul, this time first base side, but well out of play. The Bandits will continue their round 6 matchup against Melbourne tomorrow as they play a doubleheader. Game 1 will get started at 2:30. And barring a long game 1, we'll have game 2 at approximately 6 o'clock local time. Then we'll play our lone Sunday home game of the regular season to wrap up round 6. That'll get started at 3 o'clock. De San Miguel takes down and away. The slight change in the typical Bandit schedule of Thursday, Friday, Saturday was, if not necessitated, at least nudged in this direction by Boxing Day being on a Thursday. Canberra played their game yesterday, but that was it for the league.
Well, there's also a couple other reasons. It's during the Christmas holidays, doesn't have the same impact, so we try to minimize the impact earlier in the season by getting our Thursday rounds in, and then less impact during the Christmas break. A lot of people do take holidays.
Erasmus finally steps on the rubber. Cat and mouse game with the veteran backstop De San Miguel. Bounced in the dirt, and the count runs full. Speaking of the Cavalry, they won again tonight, 3-0 over Geelong Korea. That puts more pressure on the Bandits. They cannot escape the cellar tonight, but they can keep pace with a comeback win. De San Miguel with a little pop-up into shallow right. Out is Darville, in is Dutton, and it's the right fielder Dutton who makes the catch. Long battle won by Erasmus. That'll bring in Jared Dale. Elsewhere around the league, Perth has come back in Sydney. It's still a Blue Sox 3-2 lead in the 6th. And in Adelaide, the Giants are leading the Auckland Tuatara by a score of 1-0. If you're looking for two teams that have surprised in a positive direction this year, you look in Adelaide, where it's been the Giants and the visiting Tuatara playing the best baseball of the season, at least in the last month.
No, they look solid. I mean, the Bandits went to Adelaide in the first series and came home a little bit bruised, but that ball club's really come to life. A lot of young talent, and when you look at some of the leadership with Whitefield in center field, they've got a good makeup on that club.
Dale swings and misses, and it's 0-2. The Tuatara lost their first game here in Brisbane in round 4. Since then, they've won 7 in a row.
No, they've been outstanding. We got a chance to see them at the last home series, and overall, infield, outfield, very solid, and they've got some really good young arms, so they can continue to throw strikes. They'll be a pretty strong team come playoff push.
Swing and a miss. Dale chased head high. That's a strikeout for the second out of the 8th inning, and as expected, here comes David Nielsen to make a pitching change. Lineup turns over. Two lefties start the Aces lineup, and Ken Frosch will come on to face at least one of them here in the inning. Try and get the Bandits' bats back to work. Nice job by Erasmus. You're watching Bandits.tv.
It's always been you. It's always been us.
The lefty Ken Frosch comes out of the Bandits bullpen to face Yuma Mune. And if Mune reaches, it'll be Hayato Nishiura, another left-hander, waiting in the wings. And just as Frosch has entered the game, the Bandits have another right-handed reliever getting loose that they hope they won't need until perhaps the 9th. Frosch on the year making his 9th appearance, all of them coming in relief. He's pitched only 5 2/3 innings. The ERA of 4.76 reflects a small sample size. He's allowed 3 runs on 6 hits in his outings with 2 walks and 6 strikeouts. Justin Erasmus faced only 2 men and retired them both. Mooney, meanwhile, tied up this ball game back in the 4th with a leadoff home run. Hit well over the right field wall. He's 1 for 3 in total. Frosch in his 2nd ABL season. He delivers just inside. It looked good. And Martinez, taken aback by what he thought was a strike and is instead called a ball. The next from Frosch. There's the inside corner for a strike. Frosch works from the first base side of the mound and also drops down his arm slot a little bit. So if you're looking for reasons why he's so tough for lefties to hit, look at the path that the ball takes to get to home plate. Fouled to the backstop, and the count is 1-2.
Good job by Mooney right there. Tough pitch, and exactly what you just talked about. The arm slot is tough. He comes out from behind the left-handed hitter, so for them to stay in there, try to pick up rotation is always tough, but Mooney's able to stay in there just to keep the at-bat alive.
1-2. Just missing outside, 2-2. Appears to be Liam O'Sullivan getting loose in the Bandits' pen. Back to a righty in case a right-handed hitter comes up this inning. Mooney with another fly into right. This one deep but playable for Dutton. Shy of the track, he makes the catch. Bandits' bullpen has been good tonight, but now they need the offense to pick up the slack. It's a 3-1 game going to the bottom of the 8th inning. You're watching Bandits.tv.
Can't you see my heart is lost without you? And your kisses make me love you more. And your kisses make me love you more. Can't you hear the sound of love and desire?
Getting down to the nitty-gritty in Brisbane, 3-1 Aces over the Bandits, heading to the bottom half of the 8th inning in the round 6 opener. The Bandits will send up Nielsen, Battaglia, and Sutherland against John Kennedy. Brisbane has had more than their share of opportunities, but so far tonight they have not been able to do anything with them. They're 1 for 10 with men in scoring position. That one hit did not bring home a run. They've left 9 men on base. Mitch Nielsen is 1 for 2 with a walk and a single his last 2 times up. He'll try and get something started.
And that's really the difference in this ball game. A credit to the Aces' arms. They've done a brilliant job defensively. They've come up with some big double plays, stay out of the big inning, but Bandits just have not been able to execute when they've had opportunities.
And starting rallies has not been a problem. In 7 innings, they've gotten the leadoff man on 5 times. Kennedy working on his second full inning of work. Delivers outside 2-1. Kennedy came on with 2 men in scoring position in the 6th. Got Wes Darville to ground out to first base to end that threat. Then worked around a pair of leadoff base runners in the 7th to put up a 0. He was aided by a double play that was hit into by Logan Wade. Now a 3-ball count to Mitch Nielsen with Ryan Battaglia on deck. Fouled at the plate, and the count runs full. Kennedy's payoff pitch misses, ball 4. The Bandits once again have a leadoff base runner, and once again will bring the potential tying run to the plate in the form of Ryan Battaglia. The Aces bullpen and their pitching staff as a whole are very short this weekend. Manager John Diebel told me pregame that he's pretty much running with an 8-man pitching staff. Swing and a miss.
I'll tell you what, if his starters pitch as well as Ledet did today, you know, that takes a lot of pressure off his pen, and Kennedy's come in and done a great job for the Aces.
Battaglia is 1 for 3 with a single and 2 strikeouts. Thinks about swinging, reconsiders, and takes a strike. It's 0-2. The Aces are 6 outs away from a road win against the 4-time defending champions. Bandits looking for some hometown magic. Swing and a miss, and Battaglia is down on 3 strikes. That's the 10th strikeout for the Aces pitching staff, 9 from the starter Ledet, and now 1 from Kennedy. That'll bring in David Sutherland. Sutherland is 1 for 3. He struck out swinging his first 2 times up. In the 6th, he hit a high fly into right field that was misread by the right fielder Nishiura. The first pitch goes towards his helmet. Sutherland ducks down and avoids it.
Getting a bit of rain, but see the ball just went over Sutherland's head right there.
Certainly not intentional. These two are teammates on the national team. Sutherland breaks his bat, hits a little comebacker. Kennedy to short, Cruz to first, and it's another double play to end the Bandits' rally. 1-6-3, and we go to the 9th. Melbourne up 3-1 on Bandits.tv.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere.
And we have more than customers, we have fans.
It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. Get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there, and you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
Melbourne Aces, with 3 consecutive at-bats in the 4th inning, might have turned a loss into a win. That's the last time either team crossed the plate. It's a 3-1 Aces lead going to the top of the 9th inning. Nishiura, Lattimore, and Young due up against Ken Frosch. We expect to see Frosch face Nishiura, the lefty, and then leave in lieu of a right-handed reliever. Lattimore and Young both back from the right side. Nishiura is 2 for 3. Single in the 4th and a double in the 6th. He takes a strike, and it's 1-1. In the home half of the ninth inning, it'll be 8, 9, and 1 for the Bandits. Taylor, Darville, and Dutton. Lutz, Campbell, and Daniel Nielsen, the three biggest names on the bench for Brisbane. Swing and a miss. Nishiura way out in front of an off-speed offering from Frosch. Campbell, we've been told, is feeling a little bit under the weather tonight, and if he wasn't good enough to get the starting lineup, he's probably not good enough to be off the bench. That remains to be seen, however. Chop towards short. Wade Fields throws on the run, and the dig is completed by Sutherland. What a play by the Bandits' first baseman. We've seen Nishiura's speed in his first 2 hits tonight. Wade knew he had to hurry, and the throw was pulled a little bit up the line, but David Sutherland with an in-between hop gloved it for the first out of the 9th inning.
Yeah, good job by Logan, got rid of it, but even better job by Sutherland to pick that out for out number, it's like the scoreboard just went out, come back on. So that'll be Frosch's night. He did a great job for the Bandits coming out of the bullpen in his spot situation. And there'll be a pitching change.
One more change for the Bandits as Liam O'Sullivan comes on. It's a 3-1 game in the 9th on Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
The Aces have one more chance to extend their lead as they bat in the top of the 9th inning. Credit where it's due to the Bandits' bullpen. They were inheriting a 3-1 deficit, and if they can send it to the bottom of the 9th in a 3-1 score, you can't pin this loss on them. Liam O'Sullivan is the next man out of the bullpen. O'Sullivan 1-1 on the year with a 4.11 ERA. He split time between the rotation and the bullpen. In fact, he just picked up his first ABL win his last time out at Canberra last weekend, getting the start and allowing 1 run on 4 hits over 5 innings. Here, a bit of a different scenario. He'll be asked to air it out and retire Lattimore and Young, the 3 and 4 hitters in the Melbourne lineup. Lattimore, right now, is responsible for the go-ahead and potential game-winning hit. A 2-run homer to deep center field in the 4th. First pitch is ripped down the left field line. It lands fair and it goes into the corner. Retrieving it quickly is Colwell, but he gets it into the cut. And Lattimore is aboard at second with a 1-out double. Rude greeting for O'Sullivan. And those two exchange some words after the fact.
Looks like a pinch runner right there, so that'll be his night, and obviously gives Young an opportunity to drive in another run for the Aces.
It's Colin Willis, the outfielder, so that can be a 1-for-1 switch on the limited Melbourne bench. Lattimore done, and here's Delman Young with a light rain continuing to fall.
They may put him on, just depending on the situation. Looking at Martinez now, so.
That is indeed what they are going to do. Delman Young will be intentionally walked to bring in Luke Hughes and set up a potential double play. Hughes is 0 for 3, a strikeout, a little nubber back to the catcher, and a fly to center for the veteran first baseman. First pitch to Hughes. Check swing taking low. The count 1-0. At what point does this rain become more of a nuisance than we're giving it credit for?
It is. I mean, as a hitter, you've got the rain coming down, so you've got to stay focused at the same time.
Oof. Missing down. Martinez tried his best to frame it to no avail, 2-0.
The hard part is, and I know when I played, when the drops actually sit on the brim of your cap and they drip down as the pitch is going into his motion, and you see this raindrop dropping down in front of your eyes. So got to really lock in.
Hughes checks a swing and holds up 3-0. A walk would load the bases for Kodai Sano. O'Sullivan's pitch misses low. It had the plate but not the height. A 4-pitch walk after the intentional walk, and the bases are loaded for the Aces.
And it doesn't get easier with Sano because Sano is a plus runner, so not an easy guy to turn a double play on. So infield will probably in the corners be pinched in. Looks like all the infielders will be playing in, so they're looking at a ground ball hit to them going home, trying to potentially convert the double play that way.
Sano is 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts and a single his last time up. Swing and a miss. That was another pitch out of the strike zone, but Sano chased it after watching 4 straight balls to Hughes. Sano does run well, but Young does not at second, and Hughes does not at first. At least not as well as they used to. Don't want to shortchange them, of course. Popped up foul, first base side. It'll drift out of play.
What the Bandits will need, they'll need a big strikeout. Now he's sitting in an 0-2 count, so if he can get him, chase the pitch out of the zone, potentially get him out, then it takes pressure off the infield. They can at least play back in their normal depth.
O'Sullivan has not been a strikeout pitcher thus far for the Bandits. 9 of them in 15 1/3 innings. This would be a great time for one. Second baseman Darville reached down for the dirt. Wonder if that was a sign that was picked up or if that was just getting some grip. Just off the outside corner. Bandits and their fans wanted it badly, but Paul Latta wouldn't give it to them. The 1-2. Sano with a ground ball, base hit to right field. Coming home from third is Willis. Young will get the wave. Here's the throw to the plate, and he is safe. A 2-run single past the drawn-in infield for Kodai Sano, and the Aces open it up in the top of the 9th inning. It's 5-1. That's the risk that you run when you bring the infield in. Darville tried his best moving to his left, but he couldn't flag it down. And now Cruz with a chance to add to the lead. First pitch is a strike. Cruz 0 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts his last 2 times up. Weak roller right side. Darville fields and throws on to first. That'll retire Cruz for the second out of the inning, but both runners in the process advance 90 feet.
Good job by the Aces in that situation. Sano had 2 strikes and he was in a 1-ball, 2-strike count, able to find enough of that hole between first and second base and drives in 2. And Young showed he still got a little bit of hustle in those legs by legging it out and scoring, just beating the tag by Martinez.
And now Alan de San Miguel 0 for 3. First pitch is inside. Outlaws are having some fun by shouting Allen at him, I think in reference to a viral video from about 2009. Does that sound right?
It was with the prairie dog.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing on the internet ever ages, right? Swing and a strike. San Miguel fouls off his foot. The count is 1-2. Once again in the 9th inning for the Bandits, it'll be Taylor, Darville, and Dutton. If they want to come back, they'll need to bat more than that. O'Sullivan sets. And the pitch. Missing just low. Oh! Fouled off the ankle of manager John Diebel in the third base coach's box. All smiles, that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, I think it just got him on the heel. Looks like he's going to walk that off. So, and the ball gets on you quick. So he's down the line just to help the runner out. D-San shoots one down the line, so just got him on the back of the heel. So he's going to be okay.
Swing and a miss. DeSan Miguel late on the fastball, strikes out to end the 9th inning. But it's a good 9th inning for the Aces. They add 2 more to their tally, and they take a 5-1 lead to the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll see if the Bandits have one last rally in them after this.
At the Sporting Globe, we're a little different to other pubs and bars. We have more than just cooks, we have chefs. We have more than bar service, we have table service. We have more than live sporting events, we have atmosphere.
And we have more than customers, we have fans.
It's more than a sports bar, it's a Sporting Globe.
No one knows what the future of transportation will look like. Robots. But no matter what, Enterprise can help. You can rent a car for a road trip. Look, kids, nature. Oh, wow. You can rent a truck for a move. You can buy a car, commute in a van pool, or get picked up because your car is in a pool. My bad. Count on Enterprise, no matter where transportation goes next.
Let's go.
I love the future. How can Enterprise pick you up today?
Hey, Thomas.
Yeah?
Is it fun playing at festivals?
It's pretty good, mate. You get to see amazing places, meet new people. Everyone's just pumped to be there. And you get to do the sign-off.
Queensland, where life's beautiful one day and perfect the next.
We head to the last of the 9th inning at One Hub Stadium. Bandits trailing the Melbourne Aces by a score of 5-1. And Scott Schumann will come out of the Aces bullpen to try and lock this one down. Good outing for John Kennedy. Allowed leadoff base runners in each of the 2 full innings he pitched, but 2 1/3 innings scoreless, with 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout for the lefty. Now Schumann, who has an ERA of 6.23, will face Taylor, Darville, and Dutton. And just as I say that, instead of Taylor, we do see Andrew Campbell come out of the dugout, and he's training his eyes in the on-deck circle. Campbell will pinch hit for the young Taylor and try and start a rally with the Bandits trailing by 4 down to their final 3 outs. It appears that it was a 1-for-1 defensive change for the Aces. Colin Willis pinch ran for Quincy Lattimore in the top half of this inning, later came around to score. And Willis is in left field. Here's Campbell pinch hitting. Rare is the day that Campbell gets off in the ABL. Even when we saw that he wasn't in the lineup, you couldn't rule this out, and sure enough, Campbell will try and use his veteran presence to get his way aboard some way, somehow, and start a Bandits rally. First pitch misses inside.
Good chance for Soupy to come out. Obviously didn't start against the lefty, but get a chance to come out and just get an at-bat and see if he can get something going, but hopefully get him some momentum going into tomorrow's game as well.
Popped up foul, third base side. Mooney runs out of room. Schumann, an American, hails from Tifton, Georgia. Went to Auburn University. Was a Tampa Bay Rays selection in 2009. Played 4 years in the Rays system and 1 in the Giants system in MLB. Called strike, and it's 1-2. Last year, his third season with the Aces, he was brilliant. A 0.37 ERA. Spread out over 24 1/3 innings. He struck out 37 batters. Campbell reaches out and makes contact, sending a routine grounder to short. Cruz fields and throws. Campbell retired for out number 1.
Tell you what, defensively, the Aces have had a good night. They've turned some big double plays. They've taken advantage. Well, they've actually capitalized defensively on all the opportunities that the Bandits weren't able to capitalize on. They continue to put pressure on this Bandits lineup.
Now Wes Darville, who is 1 for 3 in his ABL and Bandits debut. The hit came in his first pitch that he saw, a sharp single that hit off the first base bag and robbed him of a potential double. Up and away, 1-1.
Where's he go?
Swing and a miss.
What, he's throwing hard.
Overpowering fastball for Schumann. You can see why he's had success. ERA a bit inflated this year, but this is a perfect situation to bring a guy like that in. With a 4-run lead, he can challenge hitters and not be too afraid of being too fine. 1-2. Swing and a miss. A strikeout brings the Bandits down to their final chance. It'll be the leadoff man, Wade Dutton. Bandits will be back in action tomorrow for a doubleheader against the Aces. First pitch at 2:30 local time. That'll be a 7-inning game. And then a 9-inning game 2 will follow. Aces' injury problems in their starting rotation have shifted things around a bit for them. Up and away, ball 1. But for the Bandits, we expect to see Tim Atherton and Corey Taylor getting the start. Schumann's pitch. A strike, and it's 1-1. Ryan Bollinger in danger of falling to 0-4. He deserved a fate better than that. Save for a 3-batter sequence in the 4th inning, he was about as good as we've seen him this year. Ledet in line for the victory, and if that is the final decision, then he certainly earned that. Given his early struggles, he gave his team 5 2/3 innings and allowed only 1 run.
I'm trying to see if I can speak to the guys and see how hard Schumann's throwing. We saw the young Japanese pitcher coming out of Tuatara, and he got up to 100. don't know if he's 100, but I think he's probably anywhere from to low to mid 90s.
He's bringing it, that's for sure. If Dutton can reach, Colwell would bat next. Outside 3-1.
Doesn't leave anything out. I tell you what, he airs it out on the bump. So if you watch him, you know what you're going to get. He's going to come at you.
Five-pitch walk to Wade Dutton will extend the ball game at least one batter further. It's the second time Dutton has walked today. And here's Tim Colwell. Colwell has reached base all 4 times tonight. 2 singles, a double, and his last time up, reaching on an error by the pitcher, John Kennedy. It was a tough play to make by Kennedy. I think at first we thought it was going to be an infield single, but the official scorer ruled that it was a playable ball that Kennedy bobbled, running towards first. If Colwell can reach, Logan Wade would bat next. First pitch is a strike. With a loss, the Bandits would fall to 8-13. With a win, the Aces would improve to 12-9. Skipping to the backstop, apparently it did not hit Colwell. Heard it clip something, but it must have been the catcher's equipment of the catcher DeSan Miguel. Dutton will take a meaningless 90 feet and go to second base.
We get a chance to see the replay here, so yeah, just caught the shinny of DeSan on that one right there. But I think if he would have hit him in the toe, we would have known it.
It'll be a wild pitch, and the second mound visit for the Aces follows. Colwell fouls back, and the Bandits are down to their final strike. Colwell barrels it up, sending it into center field, but it hangs in the air for Sano, who makes the catch and ends the ball game. The Aces take the round 6 opener here in Brisbane by a score of 5-1. A pair of home runs in the 4th and some insurance in the 9th is enough to silence the Bandits, who could not come up with the big hit with men in scoring position. There are your totals on the board. We'll be back for the continuation of round 6 tomorrow as the Bandits play a doubleheader against the Aces at 2:30 and 6 local time. We'd love to see you at the ballpark, but if you can't make it, join us here on Bandits.tv for live broadcast coverage of every home game this season. For Paul Gonzalez, this is Eric Bramer signing off. Thanks for watching. This has been a presentation of Bandits.tv.
Careful, out there, champ.
How good is this?
Bandits post-game press conference after the Melbourne Aces defeat the Bandits by a score of 5-1 in the round 6 opener. This is Eric Bramer. I'll start off with a question for John Diebel. John, besides the offensive outburst with 3 consecutive hitters in the 4th inning, this is a pretty pitching-dominated game. What did you like out of your team tonight?
I think for us the most important thing is we lost our number 1 starter yesterday, and basically I said to the pitchers, who can start tomorrow, and Paddy put his hand up, and I thought he did an amazing job tonight. And I think it'd be fair to say he's struggled. Last week he was good. The couple of starts he'd sort of struggled, but tonight I thought he showed the reason we got him out here, and just to go out there and compete against that team, how he did tonight, got us out of a jam because we're light on this weekend. So what he did and what Johnny come in and did was outstanding too. So I thought our pitching was really good, and of course Schumann, if any time you can get a lead and you got him in the pen, you're in good shape.
Bandits went 1 for 10 with men in scoring position tonight, and that one hit didn't bring home a run. Your pitchers got into plenty of trouble. How were they able to get out of it?
Being able to get that double play, of course, but it's good to be on the other end of it. We have left so many runners on this year. It's been amazing, and to be able to turn that around, I think was we've lost quite a few games this year by leaving runners in scoring position. But we're able to get ground balls in clutch situations, and we're able to turn the double plays. So I think for the most part that was what won us the game.
Next question is for John Kennedy. 2 1/3 innings scoreless, and you were responsible for turning one of those double plays. There were 2 that occurred on your watch. How much did those double plays help you in your effort tonight?
Honestly, they're the reason I threw 2 scoreless. If I didn't have those double plays, it was going to be long innings. It's always great to get 2 outs with 1 pitch.
When you started, you faced West Darville with 2 men in scoring position and the tying run, again, in scoring position. What was your approach in that at bat?
I had the advantage lefty-lefty. My strength's my curveball. I was going to go to it. And then, I wasn't going to give him anything he could handle because I had another lefty due up afterwards. So I had 2 chances to get out of it.
We'll move on now to Quincy Lattimore, who had 2 hits, including the eventual game winner, a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. Quincy, I know that ball was hit high, and it certainly cleared the fence by a lot, but did you know it was gone off the bat?
I did, but the center fielder did a good job of deking me standing there at the wall.
Deked me too.
Yeah, I was like, man, I thought that was gone, and as I got to first, then I could see I found it again, but he did a good job of deking me.
You think that ball's out at your home ballpark?
No, absolutely not.
And finally, the double to kickstart the rally in the 9th inning. How much did that help your team breathe a sigh of relief to have those extra 2 runs going into the bottom of the 9th?
Oh man, it's big. Anytime you add on runs late, especially when there's not a lot of scoring in the game. I just wanted to get a good pitch and drive it. I faced Lim a bunch this season, and so I kind of had a good idea of what he was going to do. And like I said, I didn't hit it the greatest, but I hit it good enough to get down that line and get a double, so it worked out.
Thank you. We'll now ask a couple questions to Patrick Ledet, who delivered 5 2/3 innings to earn the win, his 2nd in the ABL this year. Patrick, you had some struggles with the pitch count and with getting into jams in the first couple innings, but you really, it seemed, settled into a rhythm. Were there any mechanical adjustments that you made throughout the start?
Yeah, there was one big one that pretty much from the 4th inning on, which really helped me get ahead in the counts and really pound the zone and throw the ball where I wanted to in that general vicinity, and that was pretty much the deciding factor that helped me there.
Obviously, anytime you take the mound, you want to go deep into the ball game, but was there any added pressure tonight given the way that your pitching staff is shaping up for this weekend?
No, I knew our defense 9 times out of 10 is going to play behind me, and as long as I trust them, trust my stuff, I can go deep into games and usually get us a win.
How did the short notice affect your preparation for your start?
Just try to treat it like any other start. It gets bumped up a day, so what? You got to go out there and compete. Anybody would do it, just trying to go out there for the team, get a win.
All right, thank you, gentlemen. I'm now going to pass the microphone on to Paul Gonzalez with the Brisbane Bandits.
Ledet, good job today. I think that's probably the key. The first 2 innings, didn't notice you didn't find your zone, but then after your command was outstanding, and that's been the difference. Would you assume that's been the difference between today and your earlier starts? Is just that lack of command?
Absolutely, because I'm a guy that I don't have velo, so I need to hit my spots. I need to command the zone. I need to keep hitters off balance with my off speed as well. So as long as I can locate my fastball, you can usually have my off-speed play off of that, and that was something I was glad that I found tonight.
Good job. Deebs, the closer, what's his velo? I got a chance, out of the hand, looks like he brings it. Have you got velo on him?
Yeah, he was 98 last week. He looked hard tonight, but that dugout's really close. So, he sits 95 to 98, and he's been injured most of the year too, and he's only just come back for us. And he did an oblique, but he looks like on tonight's effort that and he was another one. He was ready to put his hand up to start this weekend for us too, which was the one thing that we've got a great group of guys, and we've been bashed up pretty good this week, and these guys, the import guys, have put their hand up and said, I'll go out and start, which has been great. But again, he was 98. He's got a split and he's got a slider, so you get a lead for the most part. We pretty much hopefully tie the game down.
Kennedy, this one for you. Mate, got a chance to see you in Premier 12, so congratulations. Did an outstanding job for Team Australia. Tonight, fantastic job for your ball club. You came in a tough situation after a quality start. How do you feel at this stage after the fact you just came back from Asia?
I feel good. Tonight's situation was the situations I was facing in the Premier 12, so I had good experience with that. And I'm really feeling comfortable in those left-on-left situations to get that ground ball strikeout that you need to end the innings.
Well, guys, thank you. I'll pass you on to Paul Campion.
Paul?
I'm all good, guys. The questions have been asked. Thanks.
All right. Thank you to John, Quincy, and Patrick for your answers, and congratulations on your win tonight.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Stay with us. In just a few moments, we'll have the Brisbane Bandits as we continue our post-game press conference. All right. The Brisbane Bandits post-game press conference continues with Ryan Bollinger, David Nielsen, and Wes Darville after the 5-1 Melbourne Aces victory. We'll start off with manager David Nielsen. Bandits went 1 for 10 with men in scoring position tonight. That one hit didn't bring in a run. What did you see out of your team and the inability to capitalize on the opportunities you had?
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. I mean, their starter really struggled the first few innings, and we just couldn't put him away. Wade Dutton hit a ball pretty good, ended up being a double play, and I think after that he settled in. But, just a real frustrating night, real dead environment, and I think a lot of energy generally comes from situation hitting. When you do that successful, that's where a lot of energy comes from, and as you saw tonight, when you struggle in that area, it feels like a real dead, low-energy night.
It was a 3-1 game going to the top of the 9th inning before the Aces added a couple more, and just a few moments ago they talked about how much that helped them mentally take a deep breath and realize that they had a 4-run lead rather than a 2-run lead. How much did that impact you guys when it came to trying to mount a comeback in the bottom of the 9th?
Well, I think when you're chasing runs and you're struggling in offensive situations, obviously every run's paramount, and chasing 2's doable, walk and a home run, but 4 is a big targeted chase.
Next question is for Ryan Bollinger tonight. You pitched well, 5 1/3 innings, only 3 runs, but unfortunately that proved to be the difference in the ball game. That was kind of an ambush there in the 4th inning. Those were the only 3 runs that came home against you. They came on 3 consecutive hitters. What were they able to do to have success against you in that brief burst?
Just not executing pitches. The first home run, it was a pretty big miss, and he put a good swing on it. And then I feel like just didn't execute. That's about it.
Despite the loss, you have now gone into the 6th inning, your last 2 times out. For someone who started the season in the bullpen, how are you feeling as a starting pitcher?
I feel really good. I'm back to like the role that I'm comfortable in and what I feel like I'm best at. So I'm just ready to keep moving forward.
All right, next question is for Wes Darville, who in his ABL and Bandits debut went 1 for 4. Wes, first off, tell me about your path to get to the Bandits, including your flight in this morning.
I guess it happened pretty quick over
course of a week. I flew to Vancouver at 11:30 p.m. just after Christmas, so I spent it with my family, which is pretty special. And then just came here and I came to play baseball. So obviously a little bit of sour taste in our mouth after that one, but it's only one game, and we'll get back at them tomorrow.
We were talking as you stepped to the plate about the adjustments required for someone coming off of a long flight and dealing with the jet lag, but you wasted no time. Swung at the first pitch and delivered a single. Probably could have been a double if it didn't hit the bag. Tell me about that plate appearance, as brief as it was.
Yeah, I kind of noticed he had a little bit of spin rate up in the zone, so I just tried to stay up the middle the other way with the fastball, and I think I got a decent look at a slider there and was able to get the head out. Fortunately, I don't know if he was going to catch it or not, but fortunately it hit the base, and too bad I couldn't score a run, but
I think this is the first game that I've ever witnessed where we saw a ball in play hit the first base bag, the second base bag, and the third base bag. You made a really nice play on a ball that hit the second base bag. How were you able to readjust and center your body to make that play?
Yeah, actually I was going for it. I guess it was about halfway. I figured it might have a chance at hitting the base, and if it did, you don't really know where it's going to go, right? So I just kind of started my feet there and just sort of hung with it, and then got rid of it quick.
All right, I'm going to pass the microphone on to Paul Gonzalez.
Thank you, guys. David, for you, tomorrow rotation, if you're able to shed a little bit of light, because we've got 2 games tomorrow.
Yeah, Corey Taylor will go the first one, and Tim Athen will go the second one. So, big day ahead of us tomorrow. Obviously, everyone knows that with the last 8 or 9 games where we've played. So, hopefully come out with a lot more energy and swing the bats and get some results.
Yeah. Look, on a positives, the bullpen looked outstanding. Sam Holland came in and really threw the ball well. Frosch threw the ball well. I mean, really, like you said, it's about capitalizing on opportunities. What's the secret? Is it just for you, just keeping the guys loose, or is it someone decides to step up?
Yeah, well, we've done a lot of good things over the past couple of weeks, just collectively as a group. When we scuffle scoring runs, or our pitchers give up some runs. But, answer your question, you just got to keep working through it. We really, over the last 4 or 5 years, have just had a lot of success swinging the bats, and we just need to stick with it. Things aren't working for us now with the guys on base scoring position, but anyone that's been around the game knows that can change pretty quickly and can change overnight. So hopefully wake up tomorrow, the sun will be out, and we'll have a good day and turn the ship around.
Yeah, and another positive note, big crowd tonight, obviously another big crowd tomorrow, but probably something that's special to you as well, watching the young athletes step on the field, the 16s and 18s, so getting ready for nationals, have an opportunity to have their hats presented by the Hall of Famers.
Yeah, it's not just special for me. Our guys really appreciate it. The guys, they've all been there themselves, last 8 or 10 years. So all the guys that have grown up here on the Bandits know how sweet it is and how special it is to be given your hat. So it's a neat little moment, and it's always good to see it every year.
David, thank you.
All right.
One question for Paul Campio.
Dave, just on your hitters, the Bandits, they're known as home run hitters, obviously at this field. How do you bring that around just to, you had players in scoring positions. How do we get that ball over the fence?
Well, that's the question, isn't it? So we just got to keep working through it, and as monotonous as it sounds, we just got to keep doing our drills and working through it and taking BP, and you just got to play, and we have good talent. That's the thing we know. We have talent, and we just got to keep turning up, keep swinging the bats, and when we get a pitcher down, hopefully get that ball through and start getting some runs.
And defensively, you were happy tonight, were you?
Absolutely, brilliant defense, some real athleticism with Wes, and Logan made some great plays. So, Ryan threw the ball really well. Had that little blemish in the 5th inning, but apart from that, he dominated him, and our pitchers threw really well. So, again, we did a lot of good things, but it's just disappointing in front of a crowd like that, to leave a lot of guys on base. It's just real deflating.
Kennedy, obviously tonight was pretty good, but what's Melbourne's depth like over the next few days? And if your boys keep hitting the way they are and getting in runners in scoring positions, what's that going to look like for you over the next few days?
I think that sort of plays out in Game 4. I don't really know. I only found out late about their injured pitcher, so who they have pitching tomorrow is not going to affect them at all. They got some good pitching tomorrow, but Game 4 is kind of where you see the depth. So, and that really depends on how the games go tomorrow, how many of their guys have to pitch, and it's the same for us. So, we'll just get through tomorrow, hopefully come out on the right side of it, and then just turn up and get ready to go.
Yeah, I think the fans still enjoyed the game tonight, so that was fantastic.
Yeah, they've been great. They've been great.
All right. Thank you to Wes, Ryan, and David. The Bandits will be back in action tomorrow for a doubleheader with the first pitch of Game 1 at 2:30 local time. If you can't make it to the ballpark, join us on bandits.tv. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.